It's a 9th, but I don't think that'll affect my
Happy birthday,
my
Jan's
nighttime.
dad. Come back to me with it, but, you know, not too long, because I need to know soon. Alrighty.
Yeah, sure.
Well, if it ends up being the 7th, let me know.
Yep, I will indeed. The moment I'm just establishing interest and availability. Speaking of, is that everybody that's currently here signed into Foundry? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Do we
1,
need
2,
loads,
3.
but it should be there.
Oh yeah, you're just signing in now, Sean, I see. Cool, cool. Everybody who wants to signed up to Sirenscape and can hear something? Or signed in, not signed up.
Yes.
Mart beans. Alright then, right, to give... oh, nope, Sean has already come through. Excellent. Right, so, I'm just going to turn off the rumble. Turn off the plinky plunk. Switch us quickly to the intro vid. And we'll be back in a couple of seconds. Hello folks, and welcome back to the continuing adventures of the USS Navis. And with me, as always, are the majority of the crew. And we will be having the captain along momentarily. But for now, let's throw back on the ship rumble. The bridge is looking a little sparse at the moment, but that's because a vast majority of the senior crew are currently on an away team down on the planet. And we'll get into... Yes, indeed. Night shift. Yes, they finally emerged from their hive. Like the pale, subterranean, insectoid creatures that they might very well be. Hiding in the Jeffries tubes where no one ever sees them. In any case, yeah, we'll get straight into what happened last time after I do a quick bit of mutual self-promotion. I've just told the boys all about this. Pause for thought. I've just told everybody this, and I will be telling you guys this now, is that, if I can just turn this all, minimize all this a second. So, yeah, as it turns out, Renegade Game Studios got together with Start Playing Games, who are the folks that, well, a lot of these guys found me through. And Start Playing Games are doing a special event with Renegade Game Studios during the period of the 7th till the 10th of December, in celebration of the release of Werewolf the Apocalypse, the newest version. And they are offering, through Start Playing Games, certain GMs to run Renegade Game Studios games, and I've been chosen to be one of them. I chose Transformers. So Renegade have been very nice and sent me the core rulebook for Transformers, the role-playing game. So during the period of the 7th till the 10th, not necessarily every single night from the 7th till the 10th, I'm still working out the logistics of who can play and when we can play, but at that point, during that block, at some point, yeah, myself and others we'll be having a good old go with Transformers, the role-playing game, which should be fun. So I'm going to have to learn it all very quickly. But I was a fan of Transformers when I was a kid, so hopefully it should all work out fine, and it'll be a fun old night. We will be streaming it, so yeah, that's my quick and dirty plug for something coming up. In the meantime, however, we have more than our fit. Beachcomber is greater than sea spray? Well,
my controversial opinion.
Luckily, one of the things that, as well as the core rulebook that was sent along, were pre-generated, about 9 pre-generated characters, so we won't necessarily have to go through the learning curve of putting characters together. That would be fun. So, old Matty boy here can only read so fast, so we'll see how much time we've got between now and when we end up running the game. So yeah, stay tuned for that. In the meantime, we are here to do some Star Trekking. So, in the aid of those who don't know and those who weren't here last week, we shall do a quick old summary. The continuing mission at the Angstrom Research Facility, which went dark. Therefore, Starfleet sent someone, notably the Navis, to investigate why the research station went dark. Was down to the fact that the whole station seems to have been invaded by a parasitic organism or organisms that feed on pain. It has been established that these are the Denovan neural parasites encountered by Kirk and the crew of the Enterprise about 100 years ago, and somehow they've landed here at the Angstrom Research Facility in the Dranankos system. So, the Away Team are currently dealing with pain-crazed scientists and trying to A, figure out what happened, B, fix whatever's gone wrong, and C, try and get all of this done before the star goes, well, either supernova or collapses in on itself, or whatever's going on with the system star. Within the space of only, like, maybe an hour or just over an hour or so left. So the last we left our intrepid Away Team, I'm going to quickly crank us over to the research facility, where some members of the crew were brought down to the surface in order that they use the Arboretum's ultraviolet capable lights in order to try and devise a means of getting rid of the neural parasites. As such, Lieutenant Ori, head of science, was put in charge of managing this team to monkey with the lights in the Arboretum as soon as the Arboretum gets power. In the meantime, those on this team were given the onerous task of dragging all of the unconscious infected into this area. Now, Ori and Stevens are there doing this, but they've been given backup in the form of Chief of Security, Lieutenant Commander Bravo, and his trusted second, Lieutenant Natik. But we also have Nurse Bravo, who's here to help with any medical related issues that might occur, and also to probably keep the patients sedated. In the meantime, while this is going on, we have a rather unfortunate situation which has developed in the engineering section, which these guys have gone to in order to try and re-establish power. But as it turns out, the engineering section has been flooded with stellar gas, and the reactor is coming close to going critical, which is where we are going to start ourselves tonight. So let's go back to some Anstrom Radiance. So, for security, you guys brought along Lieutenant Commander Claude, your tactical officer. Bertram has been coming along in order to try and keep an eye on anything and everything regarding the neural parasites. Nova and Edwards, of course, being engineers and tinkerers. Kaval Thazanan coming along because of his security and overall, well, basic MVP-ness. The guy who gets all the roles right. Engineering is flooded with deadly gas. We only have 1 hour to save the people here before the star explodes. I may have made the Moss lecture a British version today. And of course, all this is going on under the purview of First Officer Lieutenant Commander Kano. I demoted him. Sorry, pardon me. Commander Kano Vibers.
They found your stash at last.
And knocked you down.
They can't have found my stash, and I got a promotion if they'd found my stash. It's good shit in there.
So, in order
Are
to
you
get
sure your
things-
previous host wasn't actually an Orion?
We keep making that reference. You never know. Might have been. Nevertheless.
You can't prove anything. Let's just keep it that way for the sake of the diplomatic service's reputation.
Oh, I thought you looked a bit green around the gills.
Anyway. One of the other things that I did not just mention was that before they got to the engineering section, these guys managed to get to the operations center where a couple of the data terminals were still active. And it turns out that the infection of the neural parasites started more or less about 10 days or so ago on this planet, where somehow one of the exhaust systems was clogged up with biological matter, which folks reckon was more than likely the neural parasites, and of course the maintenance team that was sent out to take care of the blockage got infected, and that's when the whole thing began. So the infected versus the uninfected, and something strange seems to be going on with the Vulcan commander in charge of the facility. He may very well have become infected, but it might also have affected his mind somewhat, as one of the last personal logs he made was, "The pain is clarity, the clarity is purpose, I know what I must do," whatever that means. So, stuff is indeed going on. But of pressing concern is the fact that the core needs stabilizing. In order to do that, one needs to get inside and fix stuff. To do that, one unfortunately needs to go through the main bulkhead in order to get at what's inside. However, it bears noting, tricorder scans have said that have informed you that the gases inside of the engineering section are toxic and also corrosive. They will start eating at your EVA suits if you stay in there for too long, so this is going to be a very time-sensitive affair. So, what are you going to do, and how many of you are you going to take in with you?
Oh, so let me jump over. I wonder why I was on the wrong screen.
Yeah, you haven't been brought over just yet, it seems. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, they had them both up. Well, we weren't able to identify exactly what's in there, were we? Or did we?
Stellar gases. So, to all intents and purposes, it seems like gases from the Drunankos star itself.
So theoretically, the ship could actually analyze what's already out there. Could we come up, based off that analysis, could we come up with something that could potentially neutralize some of the effects, or at least lessen it enough for us to go through?
We worked out... Didn't we work out how long it would take to eat through a suit?
Very quickly,
Let's see. You have basically 9 intervals of time, so 9 turns essentially, to get this done before it will eat through the suit.
Right. I don't think we've got time to get the ship to sort something out before that core explodes. So...
Yes, time does certainly appear to be against you in this regard.
Okay. Do people want to volunteer for tasks they want to do, or do you want me to dish them out?
I think I'd be best served waiting by the entrance in case I need to do emergency medical things on people coming out after
Yeah.
potential exposure.
Glort will also say that Glort will stay back just in case someone from the team who goes in there needs to be retrieved quickly because
Yes,
of
Kurt,
emergency.
I
so-
need you on ambulance duty.
Hmm. So-
Nova, Edwards, any preference?
I think many hands would make for lighter work, so your
Depends
best
what
bet-
exactly are we going to be doing?
Well,
I'd like to send you two and Caval on the job of get those gases out of that chamber. Do what you can to sort it out. I'm
Wouldn't-
gonna go and do
We'd need to find the leak shot and try and seal it up somehow, or most more will come through, surely.
correct. So it looks like, in your professional opinions, that job 1 is going to be sealing the ruptured tank. Job number 2 after that would be to then prime the reactor. You would then have to adjust the environmental flow in order to disperse the gases. You've already got emergency breathers, you've already done, but you're then going to have to start up the reactor. Once that's done, you should have, by that point, generated power, and then the environmental flow can take over and disperse the gases.
Question: if there's a leak that way, it means something's going to needs to be welded to a certain degree. How do we know this stuff isn't going to ignite?
Well, you're going to have to use the tools at your disposal, aren't you? You did bring engineering tools, right?
Yep.
Yes, but
And I
that's-
brought a mass spectrometer.
So you can tell what the
Is
gas
this all
is
the-
as it's eating through your suit. Great!
but
And what are those?
point is that if it is flammable, then we aren't going to be able to seal the hole without that.
You
Without
don't need to repair by welding in the 24th century.
how would you patch
Magic.
a metal hole?
It's called replication. Is that you don't weld it, it just regenerates the actual metal back. It's like the repair spell.
Thank you for
Okay.
putting it in a lot better way than I was going to say, which was space magic.
Pretty much. Okay. Are we putting all 4 of us on
Well, if
find the hole and fix it, or do we want to?
if Caval is definitely up for if Caval Fazanan's definitely up for going in, Mike, your mic is very close to your chip bag.
Caval, are you coming in, or are you on
Retrieval
ambulance
duty.
duty?
I mean, I'll give it a go.
I think I'll go in.
Okay.
Bearing in mind that if it does get through the suit, I've got a high metabolism, so it might hit me first. I could be the canary.
So, in case of Thazanan collapsing, get out quick. Gotcha.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
All right, so you're at the emergency bulkhead, so anyone who's going in is going to have to be up where Vibers appears to be currently at.
Yep. Edwards, you've got the mass spectro. I'm giving you the mass spectrometer.
Where's
Okay.
Aura at?
Ori is currently in the other research facility,
Okay.
in the Arboretum area.
We thought we'd let him sit on his laurels and doing so so good and so many good roles last
Well,
week.
yes, unfortunately you weren't here to see it, Mike, but when we were rolling for you, taking on the crazy scientists, Ori was kicking ass.
You didn't actually shoot
Wow.
him in the back this time.
No, he was...
Well, can you just keep rolling for me then?
Indubitably.
This week, Lieutenant Ori will be played by Matt.
Yeah. By the crew.
And indeed by
Back to the
others,
ship.
yes. But for the meantime, let's get on with this. So, you're going to have to basically open up the door and go in. It should be openable. But you've only got a limited time
Onwards.
before the gas starts leaking out, so you're going to have to rush in now.
Okay.
Right, so let's make this a little
Art
less...
analyzing.
Oh. There we go, that'll do better. Alright, so
Right.
job number 1, seal the ruptured tank. This will be a daring and engineering task, difficulty 3. Whoever wants to do it, do it. Whoever's leading it, lead it. Whoever's assisting,
Can I
assist.
make a suggestion? Can I make a suggestion that after each activity is that you come back out?
If the rupture is sealed
We
but the
need to
environmental
get the
flow
reactor
isn't activated,
It
before
doesn't
explodes.
matter, right? We've got time, all right? It's a case of get
An
in,
hour before
get
the
yourself.
star explodes.
I think there's still plenty of time before the star explodes.
Engineering and daring, did you say?
engineering and daring difficulty 3. So whoever's doing it, get in on the act.
Okay.
Would I be, considering this is trying to repairs, would I be able to justify jerry rig?
Yes. Reduce the difficulty by 2 to a minimum of 0 when you attempt to perform repairs. Okay then.
Okay, I don't
It's
think that
more
needs 4
the-
of us anymore.
It's more of the single, for a single scene, would that literally mean like a transition? So it'll pop by the time we come back.
That's an interesting point. It is just a jury rig rather than a repair. So it's easier, but it possibly won't last as long.
It only has to last an hour.
I think we need it to last longer.
Yeah, let's do it properly.
Okay.
Okay. So do not jury rig then in that case.
So engineering, daring.
Who's doing 2
I'm
dice?
happy
Who's doing
to
1
assist,
dice?
or I can
Nova,
either
do you want to
assist
lead it?
or lead.
Because double your focus range with more dice sounds like a good plan.
Mm-hmm.
Arcross, yes indeed. Okay then. Woo.
Could I justify my focus on metallurgy?
Yep, okay.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Legion of Honor.
Alright.
I think
lots
someone
of
might have already
successes
used
there.
it.
No.
How many times have you used the Legion of...
There you go.
Nice. But that's it done then. Alright, so you have found the rupture and sealed it. Why does it have an asterisk next to it? Okay, next task. So that's 1 turn done. Next task is prime the reactor. This is control and engineering difficulty 2. Anybody who's got knowledge of power systems would be very handy here.
Yep. Just a bit. Do you want me to take a manual for this? Actually, stuff it.
Nope.
Alright, who wants...
Just wing it, my man, just wing it.
Wait, no time to read books here.
Go on, Webby, you know
Okay.
you want to say it. You were...
I was
Go on.
elected to lead, not to read.
There we go. Okay,
Even
so...
though it was
Spam in
yeah,
this section.
yeah, even though Vivers was the one that was wanting to get the manual out.
Control and
I mean, that's why
engineering.
I mean, you say that, it's why you
Yep.
use it to keep
Um,
pop-up tables.
Can my assistants roll first, please?
Whoosh! Okay, that's better.
Just got forced use of control.
Yeah, she's like, you don't need to know how to do this. There's more. Excellent. 2. So anything you get above that is gravy in the boat. Excellente. 2 done. 2 down, so many to go. Okay. So those were the key 2. So now we get to adjusting the environmental flow. You can choose to do insight and science or insight and medicine. Difficulty of 2. If you
How
manage to
many-
succeed at this task, it will reduce the difficulty of all other startup-related tasks. So it's entirely up to you if you want to do it.
This is where I have to bow out, so I don't know if somebody wants to take a momentum for the extra die. Yes,
You guys?
my insight and science and medicine is not great.
Okay.
Who's our science person? Nova?
Well,
Probably me.
Oh,
Yeah, I've got Insight 11, Science 4, but no medicine.
Well, you can use insight and science if you want to leave it.
Yep. So you can either use insight and science or insight and medicine. Doesn't matter
Alright,
which one.
I'll give it a go.
Yes, Claw quite wisely closes the door because, yes, the gas was coming out if you don't close it fast enough. Okay, 2 successes from you, no successes from Fibers. 1 success from Nova, nicey nice. So that should be what you needed. Yes, it was difficulty 2. So everything that happens now to do with starting up the reactor and starting up other systems will now have reduced difficulty. You already have EVA suits. But, yeah, so now it's a case of bringing the reactor online. So this goes from difficulty 3 to difficulty 2. And it will require control and engineering.
Right. Do we want to try and do... Can we vent this room without the main reactor on?
Using what? The ventilation needs power.
Batteries. Ah, crap, my batteries are already running low, aren't they?
It's so. Which is why you're trying to restart the doodah. The thingamabob. The wasp name. Actually, let me take that away because you have actually sealed the rupture. It's just the remaining gases that need to be dispersed now. So, what did I say? Bring the reactor online. Control and engineering.
Yep.
I'll put this back to either the commander or
I'll
Nova.
I'll be the main for this one if that's alright, because
Okay.
I've got quite a bit of background in warp reactors.
Oh, you say that! Somebody! Now, you can, if you want, spend a point of determination to re-roll that dice if you want to.
Can you?
Yep.
Okay.
So, let's see. Edwards has got, this belongs in a museum. No. Those who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it. Yep. I think that makes a pretty good one. Let's move you back here. Okay, so what have we got so far? Oh, go Vibers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. With an audible hum, the reactor starts up. So.
Not by half a note.
You did it within about half the time necessary, so well done. The vapors, excuse me, start to disperse nicely. So just move this out of the way, out of the way, out of the way. How do I get this out of the way? There we go.
Nova, if you want something exciting, I have an interesting idea for you to do.
What's that?
Do you want to go see if you can find a way to adjust the shield to let through a decent amount of UV?
Ooh. Changing the way
That'll sterilise the base.
Just turn it off.
Okay, without letting through all the gamma radiation, the X-ray radiation that will cook us alive through the hull.
You also need to
You
restart the main
exciting,
computer.
not easy.
And you also need to purge environmental contaminants. So those can be your next tasks. To make it easier to get around and to access the controls for the base. So this will also throw into action the what Ori will need to start making the adjustments in the Arboretum. So if you want to restart the main computer, that's going to be a control and science, but difficulty 1, since you did do that optional extra. Anybody who wants to do that, can do so now.
I think I shouldn't roll any more dice for a while.
It's alright, we're gonna let you do environmental.
What's this? Science, not engineering.
Yeah, so restarting the main computer is control and science. So Vipers has got 2 science. Nova has got 4 science, so she appears to be better suited, as Edwards does too, but he's begged off.
There's a 1.
So Vipers helps. So it looks like Nova, this is your bag. Kick it into action. 3 successes, which means you get over and above what you needed. The main computer starts up, and so consoles and such around the base will now start to flicker into life. Ori, back with the other team in the Arboretum, notices that the lights now turn on. So we will get to you guys in just a moment. The next thing that needs starting up, of course, is the environmental contaminants need to be purged. Now this is where you might need to bring in the doc, because this will be an insight and medicine difficulty 3 check.
Vipers to Bertram. We kind of need you in here. We think the contaminants are clear, so come on in.
Okay.
Vipers to Ori. Main power should be back online now. You should be able to get those UV lamps you're after running.
Which is a good point.
What do you need?
Let's find... Where are we? Angstrom Operation. So you are now in
We need to get main environmental back online and working. And all the contaminants cleared. I think your medical procedures usually cover that area.
Okay. On it. Start tapping away. What do you need from me, Matt, again? Was it...
So, Insight and Medicine, difficulty 3. You are purging the environmental contaminants. So, I'm not sure Bertram as a character has any specific foci for this, but because you are the highest qualified, you were the highest discipline in medicine. And your Insight's not too shabby either.
Nope, 10 plus 5 is 15. As I don't have a focus, is everyone okay if I take a point of momentum to gain an extra die? Is that how it works?
Yep, 1 extra die for 1 momentum. If you wanted to do more than 1 extra die, it would cost you a bit more.
Only if we can skip the next lecture.
I have altered the deal. Pray I don't alter it further. Okay, is it right if I take 2? Is it 2 for 2, Matt?
If you want 2 extra dice, it's going to cost you 3 momentum.
Okay. Unless any of you guys are able to help me at all. I don't know what your insight and medicines are like.
Not worth mentioning.
I can attempt.
Yeah, I can have an attempt.
Yeah.
Sadly, I wasn't. I tried my best during medical training.
Yeah.
Honest God.
Edwards has wiped out his entire medical discipline score by the looks of it. So
Claude good at medicine. Claude, help.
I did all right actually.
Okay.
that wasn't bad
Maybe
at all.
something stuck.
Yay!
Oh.
4 successes in
successes.
total, so you got that momentum point back.
Yay.
Nice. So the lingering gases start to get siphoned out as you hear the environmental systems whir into action, and yeah, the air is becoming more breathable now.
Yep.
Such that the heads-up display on your EV suits also register that the air is now becoming breathable. It's going to take a bit longer for it to become so in this section in engineering, but outside of engineering, the breathability of the atmosphere is going to become that much better. Now, I am, thanks to your success now, going to wing us quickly over to those still in the excuse me, the Arboretum, so that Ori and his team can get to work with altering the UV lights. So,
Alright, let's fill some roles.
yeah, so nothing really on Ori's focus, these foci, whatever, suggest being able to, having anything to do this. The same goes for Stevens, so you're both going to have to get through this on pure talent, I'm afraid. But this is going to be daring and engineering, or daring and science, in regards to Ori. So, daring 9, engineering 4, or versus Daring 7, Science 5, so either of Stevens or Ori could be the lead on this.
You're the senior ranking officer.
There we are then. The hat of blame has been shifted very firmly to Lieutenant Ori. 2 dice then, if you please, Mickey Mike. And
Okay, alright, let's see here. I don't have a focus.
no, you don't, I'm afraid. But you can still buy momentum if you want, or you can just go with it. Okay, 1
Yay!
success overall. So, yeah, the lights in the Arboretum. Yeah, if you really want to give me extra threat, you can succeed at cost.
I'm fine with spending threat. It's only 11.
But
Rookie numbers.
you've got 1 success, so that's fine. As it turns out, as I've noted previously, the lights in the Arboretum are made to simulate sunlight in order to help the plants grow. So there's a degree of UV light kind of built in. So all you're doing is really turning it to focus more on using UV. But of course, what you ultimately want is for it to be a powerful blast of UV light to take out the parasitic infection. This is going to take you a bit of time to do, but you've managed to work out how you're going to do it, which is what that was for. So you've crossed the wires a bit, rerouted the protocols, moved a few isolinear chips. So you're going to be ready to do this over the next. You reckon over the next hour or so you should have the system working and ready. But of course, to get there, it's going to require some work. Now, this can be left. I mean, Ori, if he wants to, he can now try and catch up with the rest of the other team that's in engineering, or he can meet them halfway, maybe in operations. It's entirely up to you. If Ori wants to go to the other guys.
Yeah, I think he would.
All
He's not doing anything important here.
Everything you do is important.
Oh.
So let's team you back up to the other guys in engineering. But whilst Ori signals that the modifications have been made, it's just going to take Stevens a bit of time to push it through and get it operational and ready. You have bought time with repairing the reactor, but of course there's still this countdown to whatever's going on with the star. Plus, you have yet to get to the day side of the outpost. You are currently still on the night side, and there might be more survivors. And there's the primary research facility over on the other side. The computer core, the main computer core, is also on the night side, which you haven't yet investigated, which could be worth a look, because if you want to access more detailed information about what's going on, the main computer core would be the place to go to, because the research facility doesn't have as advanced a computer system as your starship, meaning in the sense of pretty much any data terminal you use on the Navis would be fit to use for whatever purpose. That's the brilliance of the LCARS system. Whereas this being a standard research base, you've got data terminals scattered hither and yon about, but they're usually specific and specialized to the function they're trying to perform. So, for instance, trying to use one of the data terminals here in the engineering section, the functions would all be pretty much to do with just monitoring and engaging with the engineering systems. So if you wanted more to do with the information and finding out the chain of events and any other information you might want to get, then getting to the computer core would be the best bet. Or you could start on your attempts to try and cross to the day side of the facility. But before we make that decision, I am going to take us quickly back to the Navis Bridge. Yes, I did. So, Captain Andrews and the reserve bridge team are busy. I say busy. At the current moment in time, they're just kind of hanging hanging 10, as it were, waiting for any word from the away team that they have succeeded in their mission. Captain Andrews asks Ensign Kirst, who is currently on the sensor station, what the status of the Dranankos star is, and according to her readings, the star is still destabilizing, and the estimated time of the star's collapse is still the same as it was, so you've got about an hour remaining. But that is when the sensor systems on the on Ensign Kirst and the tactical readouts in front of Ensign Jean Eric post an alert, and Ensign Kirst says, "Captain, I'm getting a reading on the edge of the system that there are a pair of ships coming out of warp and entering the system. So, let's ask Jan to take command of Ensign Lenny, his counterpart, his junior officer, his what's the theater equivalent? Understudy. Thank you. I got Jane. How's Jenny? Yes, indeed. Jan, if I can get you to use your understudy, Ensign Lenny, to do a reason and con check with a focus on large ships and cruisers to try and identify.
I prefer to call him the body one.
If we're going with the cross franchise references tonight, then I say why not?
Apprentice.
Mate,
Wait a
apprentice.
minute.
Okay,
Like fully functional Star Destroyer. I mean, Navis.
Wrong lever.
Navis.
Well, one day, you never know with the way these guys are going. Nevertheless, that's no starship.
It's a Navis.
The real boy.
It's a moon.
The approach of the Navis had a sudden disturbance in the force, as if a million voices suddenly cried out in terror and were suddenly silenced. Anyway, wrong game, man. Let's move back to what we were actually doing here. Lieutenant Lenny recognizes the warp and energy signatures of the incoming vessels and recognizes them as two Cardassian Galor-class cruisers.
Which side of the border is this?
Let me remind myself. This is technically a Federation outpost, but you are very close to what was the Cardassian demilitarized zone. So you're very much on the rim.
Okay, so they have violated the Federation. They are in Federation space.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Let's move to your communications officer.
Captain, I'm getting a hail from one of the Cardassian ships.
Which point?
On screen.
Cardassians, let's give you on screen. So, the face of a Cardassian gull, if I can find him, pops up on screen as you ask for the view screen to be brought on board, and
This is Gull Anvok of the Sixth Order. Your presence in the Dranankos system is clearly in violation of the treaty. By order of the Cardassian High Command and the Dominion, we order you to leave the system immediately. Warning 1 of 1 delivered. Anvok.
and he signs off.
Charming. Respond back on standard transmission. Is there actually a treaty that we are not allowed to be in our own space?
Looking up, the best that Lieutenant Keshen on communications can find is an old treaty that was drafted up before the whole collapse of the Cardassian military regime, when they then became the civilian Detapa Council, which was then summarily invaded by the Klingons. And so the treaty was kind of hastily drafted up. The treaty they might be referring to is the one signed by the Federation and the Cardassian military regime after the Federation Cardassian War, which is horribly out of date. However,
yeah, but it's the Cardassians.
Indeed. So, moving us to the system, there are now a pair of Galor-class cruisers moving into the system. They have their shields up. They are moving towards the planet.
Then we shall say yellow alert, and I will ask for a message to be returned to state that the Cardassians are currently trespassing within Federation space, and under the treaty of blah 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 that they've quoted at us is that they are to withdraw back to Cardassian territory, or this will be an act of an aggression.
Alrighty.
And then also forward the altercation on to the nearest starbase.
So send it off as a data package to the nearest combo. Yes, indeed. Both.
And then advise Vibers that he needs to hurry up.
Yes. The two Cardassian ships, one is definitely on a direct course. Well, both of them are on a direct course for the planet. One of them looks like it is moving to intercept the Navis. The other one looks like it is on a course to go directly for the planet.
Okay, well, that's fine then. We will run interference.
Okie dokie. Now, this is going to be interesting because you don't have the usual guys at their stations at the moment. So,
I could always just push Lenny out the way. Be like, Lenny,
let me have this. But
no, I'm quite happy to dictate.
Yeah, as the commanding officer, you have the ability to create advantages and issue orders and assist with pretty much anything using your command capabilities. So, we have that.
The manual control column.
But you could get out the joystick if you really wanted.
What you should do is send a message to Starfleet in a way that you know will be intercepted by the Cardassians, saying, due to the pathetic and underwhelming resistance, I have relieved my primary senior officers of duty in order to give some the lower deck officers some training exercises.
You know, in that way that the Navis do.
If it was a Keldon, if it was a Keldon, I'd kind of like, yeah, fair play to him. But two Galors, yeah, the Galors are outdated by this point.
In any case, go on, sorry. Nope, okay. So, in any case, are there any preparations you want to make? Is the Navis positioning itself in any way?
Yeah, we'll be positioning to deliberately block them, because they are well, in fact, we'll be moving to hold their position there, as far away from the planet as possible.
Okie dokie.
Because they are interfering in Federation, moving to intercept, because they are currently violating, and it's exactly the same as what the Klingons have done to us, and the Romulans when we've crossed over. We are defending our space without being aggressive at this moment in time. In fact, we're going to openly let them scan us as well, to say, this is what our weapons are, do you really want to try it?
Okie. So the Navis is moving to intercept, which means time to interception has dropped from 20 minutes to 10. So with that in mind, we do quickly put ourselves back to the team on the planet, as you have now received word that there are indeed Cardassian ships in system, and they will be crossing paths with the Navis itself within the near future. So, what do you guys on the planet want to do next? Do you want to check out the computer core, or do you want to aim for going for the try and find a way to cross over to the day side?
Right. Anyone got any reason why we need to go to the day side?
Main computer, isn't it? No,
The main
that was
computer
all
is
here.
on this side, but the main science labs
That was
and the
it.
main environmental system controls are on the day side.
I think, or I'd want to go to the computer core.
Cool. So that's
Also,
one
we
thing.
haven't confirmed whether there are any survivors.
Yes.
Have we found the Vulcan?
No.
No.
And we also haven't found out where some of these things are holding up.
Indeed, that's a good point. You haven't come across any live specimens except for the one that flew away from you, so... Flapped, squidged? I'm having a hard time finding an adjective for that.
Can these things survive in the vacuum of space?
It's theorized that no, because otherwise they would just float from planet to planet and they wouldn't need folks to transport them. Because at the moment it seems that these things kind of inhabit life forms and have found that inhabiting spacefaring life forms seems to be a good way of getting about from planet to planet.
Thinking if we can get at least some of those that's alive somewhere safe and pressurized, we could probably vent them all and vent the rest of them into the atmosphere.
Maybe, but bear in mind that they were according to the information you've found so far, they were found outside at first.
Yeah, but then the planet.
We're not,
the planet does
we're not
blow
in
up.
space. Yeah.
I'm thinking about when the space
You're
blows.
not in space, you're on a planet, so...
Yeah.
Okay, so Ori has said he definitely wants to check out the computer core, and you've said that you haven't checked everywhere for survivors yet. So am I to take that as you want to go to the computer core next?
Computer core sounds like a good plan from the suggestions.
All right, then move into the computer core.
Something Vibers is going to do while we're passing operations on the way back out.
Yeah.
Is send a message through the whatever's left of the comms network for this base, stating Starfleet is here in main shuttle bay. We are prepared to take survivors off this station. Please get there quick.
Now, I hasten to point out that the Doctor has also pointed out, do you really want to announce that there's a shuttle here? Especially when there might be infected still running about.
Yeah, the Navis is potentially compromised.
It's up to you if you just do want to do it on the way back through operations.
You can lock the shuttle down.
We can lock the shuttle's locked. We can make sure Ori's got the shuttle locked down.
Well, Ori's
so
with you now, but Stevens and the rest of her team could lock the shuttle down. Yeah, okay.
Yep. The reason I'm sending the message is we haven't got time to spend a good 3-4 hours searching this whole base to get every single possible survivor. We've got incoming threats.
Okay.
So Vibers is going to feel less guilt by making the announcement.
Fair enough. So Natik and Security Chief Bravo will go to the trouble of locking down the shuttle as much as they can.
I think also trying to set up a high power, so like basically a screening bit, so a high powered UV light into the entrance to the shuttle bay.
Okie doke. So that will need some.
That might prevent people that are infected from being able to get through,
or at least make it uncomfortable for them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, noted. That'll have to be them asking the shuttle's computer to do all of that because
it's
not
going to be that hard for them to do that because they've been using the lights on the whatchamacallit, hydroponics bay for clearing the victims they've got there already.
Well, they haven't finished doing those modifications yet, but they will do soon as long as they are not disturbed, so that'll be that. But you are now in the main computer area. So, blah 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 blah. Okay, cool. So yes, as I've noted, this facility does not appear to have the sort of high-tech internal sensors and recording devices possessed on a starship. So you can only learn limited information. But now that you are in the main computer area, you can try and access certain systems. Anybody who tries to use it to get a count of the life forms aboard will run into the same problem that they have so far. So just like with the Navis's sensors and with scanning for life signs with the tricorders, the reports come back that there are 942 life forms on the base. And
I would much rather focus efforts on trying to download as much information as possible as to find out what the hell the actual program was, because it's destabilized a star. And whether there's a chance to reverse it.
The interesting thing, though, about the life form readings is that the majority of them do seem to be clustered in the day side of the base. So, if you want to have a look at what was going on here, yeah, okay, so. Looking around, actually, pardon me, sorry, what was that?
I say Ori is pretty good with the computers.
Yeah, so this would be a good time for Ori to shine. The first thing that Ori notices, however, when he goes to one of the stations is that there is an open comm line, and it seems to be to the day side of the base. There's a data pad, propped up in front of the comm line, and it shows an active reading of the Dranankos star. It's a bit difficult to make out what it is, though, because there's an odd symbol drawn onto the surface of the pad in green blood.
Oh. Always a fun sign.
Anybody here know any Vulcan?
Nah,
xenolinguist.
Yes.
Xenolinguistics team, sorry.
So, reason and science, then, for xenolinguistics, please.
I've just remembered he was quite badly infected as well.
Mm-hmm.
One success. Cool. No, that's fine. It's just two simple words. Or it's a symbol representing two words in English. It's a Vulcan symbol, and it means the end.
Ooh.
Oh! He drew a big omega on it. Right.
Essentially, yes. He drew the Vulcan equivalent of an omega symbol.
Yay! So he's the one that caused the star to destabilize, because, yeah.
The actual logical thing is nihilism. Oh, brilliant.
Okay,
I suppose in certain ways it does go towards that, but someone in that amount of pain that kind of bent on logic and reason. Oh dear.
So, you want to try and access what the thing was all about. Let me see, can you do that here? Should be able to. You can use the main computer to establish a timeline of events. It does not have access to the research data, unfortunately. The main computer is recording that research data is kept in secure drives in the day side of the base. So in order to access what's going on, you will need to go to the main science lab on the day side of the base. In order to do that, you can use the... You're going to have to hoof it, because Nova was the first to notice that the tram system linking the night side to the day side, one of the tram lines has been disabled or destroyed in some fashion. But if you hoofed it to the transit hub, you could conceivably use the what are they called? the trams there to move to the day side. It'll cost you a little bit of time, but if you were good, you should be able to make good time. Do you want to investigate anything else while you are here?
Just as a theoretical, I'm gonna check over. If we were to disable the shield, how long would the base hold together?
The amount of radiation that this place would be bombarded with, you'd be cooked like sardines in a can.
Yep.
Within
In
the
how much time?
space of probably minutes.
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 Right.
I don't know
That's
the way you said
possible, then.
that.
Okay.
He's gonna kill us.
Vibers to Etude.
Give me a moment.
Latude here, Commander.
Right, we're prepping a plan B.
Oh dear God.
How many can you transport in one go if I asked you to in an emergency?
All pad can take like about 8 at a time.
I'm not talking going to the pad, I'm talking going to anywhere you can fit them.
If I utilize the other transporters, including the one in the cargo bays, I could transport about 40 people at a pop, maybe, if I crowd them in.
Right. How many did we say this base had originally? 40 odd?
It was about 70, I believe, from memory.
Okay, I might need you to be able to
trips.
get 80 people off this planet in about a couple of minutes.
Okay, now. You crack me up, you really do.
Right,
Wait,
let me know when
mysterious?
you're ready. I'll let you know when we're ready, when we might have to pull that one.
Commander, we're currently dealing with the fact that Cardassians have apparently just pulled up, and now that the captain is moving the Navis further away from the planet in order to, stop them. So the Navis is a little further away than orbit. So I know we've got pattern enhancers and everything down there, but
Put a
I mean,
plan in place just in case. We hopefully won't need it.
right. Can I at least get this noted in a log? This was not my idea.
Confirmed.
All right then. I will.
Disagreement noted.
I will
Carry on.
do my best to shoot out.
Right, we've got a plan B. Now, who wants to go dayside?
I think we may have to. If the Cardassians are here, right as the star's being degraded, I don't think that's a coincidence. And if it's something that this Vulcan guy is able to do, the Cardassians may actually, if they get hold of that data, may actually be intended to use it to create for the Dominion a star-destroying weapon.
It's also the question as well as how close is this to any Cardassian civilization, Matt?
Like I said,
Of
this
this area.
this system is not
Obviously,
far
it's near
from
the
the former
demilitarized zone.
demilitarized zone, so you're pretty close.
Oh, but
Yeah.
this is on the demilitarized zone.
You're near
this
the
is where-
demilitarized zone.
Yes. You mean where those colonies were that might have been
Wiped out by the Dominion?
the ones that were originally Federation on the wrong side and,
Yes.
and
about
Cardassian
the-
on the wrong side?
You talking about the Marquis
Situation,
colonies.
yes.
Yeah.
Correctamundo. Right.
See,
Let
I've
me-
been studying.
Yes,
So
indeed.
they
Well
might
done.
have people on this side of the border, and we might have ones on theirs. Okay. Yeah, we need
Anyways.
to stop this star if we can.
Right, so you guys are going to have to take a bit of time to basically run along the tram tracks, or exit into the outside in order to make it a bit short distance to the actual transit hub. It's gonna be a bit of a walk, but that gives us time to move back to space. Time to intercept has now become very, very close indeed, as the Cardassians are now making a run for the planet. So,
Right, okay. If they are now making a run, then we will aim to disable, because they are now hostile. They are now undertaking a hostile action in Federation space, and they have received warning.
cool beans. So, what
Captain.
we are going to do... Yeah, go on.
We might have to look at launching the Samson in case the Cardassians split up, and we still need to engage both of them.
Sounds like a plan.
Alright, let me grab hold of...
Oh no, who's going to fly it? Because Caval's not here. Is it going to have to be Lenny?
Oh. Indeed. You're gonna swap Andrews, the captain, to be the helm of...
I
the
would
Navis.
like to, but we haven't actually got another confirmed pilot.
Quite.
Add them
So-
down and going down here.
We haven't got another confirmed pilot.
I'm quite good.
We haven't got another confirmed pilot.
Yeah, you can be good, but unfortunately you're already down,
Down
on the
here,
down on
no.
the planet, so you're not able
I'm
to.
just going to say this again, because I don't think the information's getting to everyone here. We don't have another confirmed pilot.
Yes, he's not saying it because I'm not there. He's saying it because you refuse to acknowledge I can fly a ship.
Okay,
That's
so,
why I kept saying it. It wasn't because if I'm down there. I was defending my Edward's ability to fly.
all right. Let's kick things up a notch.
Yeah, as I say, I think, realistically, it is going to, for the actual, how the game's going, I think it's going to have to be that Lenny is piloting the Samson, and we need someone who is a good operator, weapons operator. So, oh god, we've got half the crew missing.
Ensign Gene Eric is trained as a tactical officer, so he has got...
Yeah, but at the same time,
systems.
we need him on the actual console. So it's like this
Oh,
is
yeah,
where
that's a good
Andrews is
point.
in two places at once.
So, yeah, Lenny is going to be doing one or the either. He's going to be either flying maneuvers, or he's going to be using...
Where's Jean? Where's Jenny? Where's Jenny's skills?
Jenny... Wow, okay.
No! No!
You're going to be going Mr. Madoka over the bar like you're coming with me.
Mr. Minoko, get in the shot!
Unless we
Supporting
draw upon
character.
another supporting character, so we can draw another
used all
helm
of
officer.
We've used them all up, though.
Yeah, but you've got so many side
Yeah.
side characters by now that this is going to be Lenny's understudy at this point, or rather.
Our side characters of side characters, so you can side character while we side character.
So who are you looking to have? Are you looking to keep Lenny on the Navis, or are you giving Lenny to the Samson, and you want somebody to second the Samson's weapon systems? Or am I getting that wrong?
Yeah, so we need someone to be second on the... Actually, Moneo can support from sensors on the Samson. So that's the Samson covered. And then it means that we can keep... Andrews will be on helm, and then... who's on...
Sensors on the Samson is all well and good, but again, who's going to be operating the weapons
Spare.
of the Samson? Who did we just lose?
I think Mike just said via break, didn't he?
Oh no, you're still here.
Yeah, everyone's still in.
Okay, cool. Bio break. So, obviously, to pilot a small ship, you need pilot and co-pilot, but usually it's Bazanan doing the piloting and Claude doing the shooting. And I'm not sure Mono is up to doing... Well, he can try doing shooting. I mean, his controllers
But
are
it's
bad,
more-
but security
yeah.
is one.
Yeah, it's more that he can be trying to create the advantages and disadvantages from scanning, etc.
Alrighty.
You could always come pick up your
Oh, I
pilot.
see where you're going. Yes.
Or could, yeah. Or could
Well,
drop
it's going to
pick
take
up
a
the
while.
pilot.
to do it, you're going to need to fly someone back, and you're going to need to fly someone down to the thing, pick them up, come back again.
Yeah. Who's in... Yeah, I think keep it as it is.
Alright, so we have got Mono
Although...
Although...
No, it's emergency investigation specialist. I was kind of thinking Cursed would actually be slightly better than Mono, but no, she's an emergency investigation.
But she's also got a focus on sensors, which is why I put her on the sensors for the Navis. Yeah. Okay, final word then. Hello says, give me full control.
Do that way.
Swapping them around. Okay, cool.
Yeah, because she's better on sensors, and I think the Samson is going to need it more for her to create advantages, disadvantages, etc. Whereas the Navis is just going to be more of a "you are not getting past us."
All right. So, first up of your lot, then.
We'll be nice and send them a warning again. Say this is a final warning to return to Cardassian space, or we will further we will assume a hostile intent and defend Federation space.
That's fine. That doesn't take any action to do. But basically, functionally, game system-wise, which of your team is going first in order to set up something for the Futur?
What was everyone else thinking?
So do you want a sensor... The kind of thing I'm talking about here is, do you want to set up an advantage with a sensor scan, or do you want to set up an advantage with a helm maneuver? What do you want to do? Or do you want the commanding officer to try and set up even though it looks like the commanding officer is going to be the pilot for the Navis?
Yeah.
Also, do you want to use lethal force on them?
Well, we're not using lethal, we're firing to disable.
So, you know...
I think you've got the ship-to-ship sound gun as well as...
Yes, you do, but that needs setting up.
Ornaments.
What was that you were going to say, Jan?
I think use the Samson in the maneuvering capacity, so try and set up an advantage maneuvering.
All right, then. So that suggests Lieutenant Lenny and the Samson cooperate.
Yeah, and then I think similarly the Navis is deliberately going to be acting as to create difficulty, so that if they want to head towards the planet, then it's going to be a hostile action. They're going to have to come into a point where they're going to be very uncomfortably close to the Navis.
Cool. So, well, are we doing Lenny first then?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
The Samson's doing the main advantage. I'm deliberately trying to kite them towards the Navis, so they have to go past it.
In that case, this is going to be a daring or a control and con. He's got higher control, so let's go with control and con. Mike, you back?
Yeah.
You get to be the Samson.
Oh goodness.
The Federation attack fighter. So we are performing a... so the token is right there on the thing, so you should be able to open it up. Just confirm that you can.
That's a nice looking ship.
It is.
Okay, what do you want me to do?
So I would like a single dice roll doing... What are we doing here? We are doing... weapons and con. One dice.
Okay. Don't scratch it.
And it will take a point of power to utilize this maneuver. So if you knock down the power by one, so take off power number 4.
Number 4, right, hold on.
Just click power number 4 and it should take that off. Excellent. So this is the Samson enacting a maneuver. So Jan, this is your understudy. Why don't you give it the roll? And Mike, if you can be the Samson assisting.
Okay. So the assisting gets 1 die, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. Yay. Oh, good.
Alright, not much help from the Samson, but it's all down to Lenny's talent, which is 1. Okay.
Dice roll has been terrible.
Right, we're in comms with the Samson, aren't we?
Yes, one would assume. So Lenny didn't exactly pull off that blocking maneuver.
Lenny, try again.
So you can try again. Yep. So the commanding officer.
It's your other left.
The commanding
can we
officer
get
is
you-
gifting Lenny a determination point to re-roll the 18, essentially. So
Oh, he doesn't actually have determination, does he?
he doesn't. He hasn't been used enough to have been given a value. So today might be the day he gets his first value.
Oh, did I get it back?
You do not get it
Oh,
back.
what? Yeah, it's 5 and 6, isn't it?
And unfortunately, he rolls
Lenny!
worse.
Oh no.
Okay.
So
Lenny, I have a
unfortunately,
break for you.
Lenny might possibly grumble about the fact that he hasn't been given enough chances to practice in the Samson, and therefore is
Stop
not
making
as
excuses.
familiar with the Samson's navigation.
The Samson seat has got a very specific butt impression on it.
This is not my ass groove.
I can imagine at the end of this, Caval's gonna be like, "I'm gonna need a couple hours in the Samson. I need to work out my butt groove again." He messed it up.
This is where you did a Tom Paris and it's all non-standard controls, hence the confusion.
Right, which moves
Let's
us over
point
to
out
the
that Andrews
Cardassians.
flew it first. And Caval's already just like, no, not yours.
The Cardassians launch a shuttle from one of the Gallo-class cruisers. Who's next up of you lot?
What is the shuttle's trajectory?
Planet.
Right, so they're ignoring us. Let's put a tractor beam on the shuttle.
Alright, so that suggests you want your Chief Tactical Officer to do a control and security check. Difficulty... Ooh, you're quite far away, and the tractor beam is a short range. You're going to need to move the ship closer first, which suggests you're going to need to use your helm officer before you do the tractor beam.
Yep.
Because you're currently at medium distance. You need to get to short distance to lock on with a tractor beam. So if we are doing that's a pretty easy maneuver for the Navis to do, to just close the distance. Cool beans. So that was basically Andrews taking up the charge there. Closing the distance. Let me just get Starship rules here. I'm pretty sure. Combat tasks and minor tasks. Determination, momentum, leadership assist, create advantage, pass. Ready, other tasks, override. Movement should be... Yeah. This is not a complex maneuver, you're just moving, so Andrews can still take a slow action to perform some kind of helm maneuver if she wishes to. Or could use her command ability to generate an advantage or assist somebody else.
Yeah, I think it's definitely worth putting in for the group to actually respond.
So what are you going to do?
So I think creating an advantage by, I think...
So, creating an advantage is going to be either control, insight, or reason plus command. Difficulty 2.
Command is, I think, control, insight. Yeah, because my insight is short. Reason, command.
Alrighty.
Starfleet protocols as a foci.
Okay. Using standard Starfleet maneuvers, alrighty. 3 successes, 1 over and above what you needed. What kind of advantage did you want to create? Did you want to make maneuvering for the opposition more difficult? Did you want to make something else?
Yeah, blockade running. So that we're deliberately matching the position and forcing them to go round us to head towards the planet.
Okay, so you're just basically upping the difficulty for them to do any helm-related maneuvers of getting past you. Okay, cool. Which means we go back to the Cardassians, and we're now at... Okay. So now their helm officer is going to do something similar and is moving the cruiser that way. And they are going to do a... check to do a successful attack pattern. Alrighty, one of you goes next. Who wants to go next? What are you going to do?
So are they actually now moving to an attack pattern, which suggests that they're taking up an aggressive? Are they at red alert?
You don't know if they're at red alert. But they are moving as if they were on an attack pattern towards the Samson.
Well, surely we would be able to get a sensor sweep to confirm whether their weapons are charged or not.
Sounds like you know what you want to do next then. Sensors. Yay, nay?
Yeah.
Okay. Mike, this will be your understudy, Lieutenant Monod.
Okay.
Oh, Mike's rolled fairly recently, so let someone else roll for a change.
Yeah.
That's a fair point. Gareth. Since the medical officer doesn't usually do much during starship encounters, how about you be Lieutenant Alex Monod and giving us a control and science check? He doesn't have a focus for sensors, I am afraid. But can I get...
Well, 3 successes too.
Well done, Mono!
Yay!
Can I just say, Mono has been attending the Moss lectures religiously. Think about it.
Okay, so
Clearly you haven't.
standard sensor sweep indicates that the Gallo class, this one, appears to be going for the Samson, but is powering a tractor beam rather than weapons.
He wants to capture him.
The other one looks like it's going to be throwing its power into... It's putting power into engines. Looks like it's going to try and make a run past the Navis. So use that as you will. Speaking of, it's the Cardassians' turn. Which one? That one. The other Gallo-class ship launches a shuttle. Which one of you guys wants to go next? So you are close enough now to try and use a tractor beam on this shuttle bar here, if you want.
Thoughts, or do we just open fire?
What you think?
They are potentially moving for a hostile invasion of a Federation outpost.
Could well be. They're certainly not taking up a pacifistic attitude at the moment, so if nobody speaks up, then I am going to recommend... I mean, Cursed hasn't gone yet. What was that, sorry?
Since Vibus's current plan is drop the if everything goes to hell, is drop the shields and beat out everybody who we don't want to cook. Them landing on the base is not necessarily a big problem.
So, what would you like to do? Would you like Ensign Keshen to try and hack into their communication systems? Do you want your tactical officer to open fire? Do you want Ensign Cursed on the Samson to try and do something with sensors? Do you want Hello to maybe start looking to rejig some power?
Maybe Cursed can do electronic warfare.
Yeah, I was thinking about electronic warfare.
Maybe try and do something with the shuttle controls, their shuttle control systems.
So hailing frequencies open, respond to hail, intercept signals jamming. So electronic warfare kind of thing. So signals jamming, essentially. Cool, if that's what everybody wants to do. Now, she's going to be using the Samson for this, is Cursed. So Nova. Cursed has tended to be one of the other cats in the room. That's the point. Both Cations are on the same ship. Isn't that cute? The upholstery is going to be ruined.
Yeah, so when it comes back and there's just hairballs everywhere. Like, it smells of cat. Ugh.
So, if I
Another
can
one,
get...
They fit, so they're not going to leave.
They fit, they sits.
If I can get an Alex to be the Samson and a Sean to be a Cursed. From Cursed, I am going to need a... What was it? I've just lost it. I'm looking at all the wrong windows. Actually, it's not Cursed, is it? We were trying to do... No, we were trying to do Cursed. Control and Engineering. And from the Samson, could I get Communications and Engineering?
This is going to be interesting.
Yes.
Oh, just one off.
Right. One success. Excellent. What are you doing? What did you call it? Electronic warfare. Make it more difficult for them to send communications.
Does this count as using a computer?
Technically.
Computer
expertise.
Yeah.
Could have added a bonus D20. But she got it. She got what she wanted, so. Electronic warfare. So that was Ensign Cursed. So now we go back to the Cardassians again, which would be this guy over here.
I think as well as a final message saying that this is their last opportunity.
This is why we should keep the scorecard down the side of the ship so they can actually see what we've already shot down.
You mean you haven't seen it?
First communications, just a video of our highlight reel.
But that's going to be the next Nova communications tweak, isn't it?
No, that's going to be the first loadout of the holographic torpedoes. There's a lecture and a slideshow.
Yeah, welcome to Dr. Bertram's Moss lecture.
I mean, I was thinking more
translated in Cardassian.
I was more thinking the slideshow of what we shot down, but yeah, that's quite inhumane.
The Samson has been grabbed by a tractor beam.
Right, that's a hostile action. Right, have fun, fire at will, target to disable.
That sounds like your tactical officer.
Armed.
Yeah, quantum torpedoes away, fire.
Full spread.
Full spread, yeah, target to disable. I mean, what?
Alright, so who hasn't a chance to roll in a while?
Navis hasn't.
Navis.
Yeah, but I've kind of been leading the ground mission, so hand it over to someone else.
Well, how about you be the Navis for this tactical action, and somebody who wants to actually be the one responsible for shooting hitting the shoot button.
And do.
So we will aim to disable their tractor beam emitter first.
All right, who fancies it?
Actually, I'll do it if no one else is.
Okay. Now then, what was the dealio with aiming for a specific subsystem? Yep, blah 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 blah. Targeting a specific system, I think, will just up the difficulty. So it'll actually be difficulty 3 to hit. Cool, so from the Navis we want weapons and security, rolling 1 dice. From your tactical officer, Ensign Eugene Eric.
I just realised I should have used quick to action. Oh well.
Control and security, 2 dice from your tactical officer. Please.
Maybe throw in some momentum.
Well, you've got quite a lot of it.
So. Yeah. What do you reckon, guys? 2 die? Spend 3 momentum?
Yeah.
Right,
Wowza.
Gene. So control and security, isn't it? Control and security. Starship combat tactics or starship weapon systems as a foci then.
Sounds good to me.
4 die in the pool.
What weapon system are you using?
Phasers. Aiming to disable.
Alrighty.
Oh,
Pew, pew,
we've
pew,
got
pew.
multiple torpedoes.
4 successes, 1 over what you needed, so you can add that back to the momentum pool, or you could hold on to it for additional damage.
What do you guys reckon? I think damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alright, so if you can, please roll your phasers. And add another dice.
Phaser array.
Pew pew pew! Not bad. Lots of hits. And 7 successes and 2 more, which makes 9 successes and 2 effects. Now, we didn't actually tune the phasers to do anything in particular. If we just have a look at the phaser array for a moment, yeah, it's got spread, it's got area, and it's got versatile. Oh, that's a good point. Versatile. If I remember, that gives you extra... gain bonus momentum if it's a successful hit, which it was. So versatile of how much? 2. So you actually get 2 extra momentum from that. So you can bank those 2 momentum into the bank while you kept the 1 for damage.
Sounds fine to me.
Excellent. So you did 9 versus the Gallo class's resistance, which leaves 5, which as it happens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is exactly the amount of damage you would need to do after resistance to inflict damage to a particular system. But because you were aiming for a particular system, it means you do manage to do it. So which particular system were you after?
Well, I did initially say.
Reactor beam, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Still going for that?
Yeah. Well, we did initially say the very first conversation was engines, but then it was tractor beam when they put a tractor beam on. So I think, yeah, firing on their tractor beam. We're not being overly hostile at this moment in time. They started it.
Okay. Good. So, damage to essentially weapon systems, in this case the tractor beam, means that it has disrupted those functions temporarily until they are restored. They cannot be used. So yes, you successfully target the tractor beam and disable it. Nice.
Navis says, can't touch this.
2 of them. Right, so now that they are... now it's their turn. They've launched their shuttle.
Can I use that now?
You want to use the 2 momentum you just bought to...
No.
Or no, you don't have to, because you can do it for free.
Mm-hmm. Because there's been an escalation in combat.
That's a good point, because it would have used 1 point of power from that to do weapons, which I've already done. Cool. Alright, so you have the ability to seize the initiative. You've got your chief engineer, you've got your operations officer, and you've got the Navis's communications officer remaining to go. What would you like to do?
Yeah, any suggestions from anyone?
I mean, the Navis is a tank. You've got power and you've got shields for days. So
Having speed.
We're not ramming them. I think actually, yeah, that might be a good thing.
Option.
It might be a good thing is to see if Bravo can overclock the engines to give us an advantage on attack patterns. Well, on
Sure,
maneuvering.
Commander. I got told these engines have to be kept in pristine condition.
The port nacelle is fine.
Launch the port nacelle.
Yeah, fire the port nacelle.
it's the last thing they'll expect.
Sucks to be the Cardassians as it just gets smacked in the face by the port nacelle.
Meanwhile, the Navis, having only 1 nacelle left, is just turning circles on the spot. Which is totally
Fine,
how
we can
space
do
travel
donuts.
works.
Yeah, we just
And
do
the
donuts,
sanity
you know.
of the crew increases.
If I remember, the
Yeah.
one that Nova altered was the starboard nacelle, but if you want to fire the good nacelle at them...
Running joke.
We don't talk about the starboard nacelle.
Sorry, did I mention the starboard nacelle? I'm sorry. Okay.
The starboard
Yeah,
nacelle
that's-
is still just there. Like, yeah, no one knows what happened here, and we
No
don't
one will ever
talk
know.
about it. Yeah, we don't talk about it.
All right, okay,
We've left it
okay.
at another starbase, and they won't talk to us anymore.
So we are putting in Lieutenant Commander Bravo, your chief engineer, to overclock the engines somehow. So essentially, you're trying to get him to create another advantage for you. What, making your own helm operations easier?
Yeah.
Alright, so for that I am going to need a control and engineering from our chief engineer, whoever who hasn't rolled recently.
Davis. Other
Davis.
than that, then it's back round to the top, so then it'd be Mike and Jan again.
So
It is Bravo. I might as well. I've given.
yeah, he's your boy. He's been your boy for a long time, so may as well be your boy. You're gonna need difficulty 2 for this. To create
So
an
is this
advantage.
daring and engineering or control and engineering?
Let's go control. He's better at control than he is at daring.
Okay.
You taught him to be more precise in his actions rather than working from the seat of his pants.
He's also going to be calm in the chaos.
Yay! Using those values.
And damage control. No, not damage control. Okay. Electroplasma.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Plus, warp field theory would work as well because you're channeling energy into the engines to give it extra maneuverability, so that's fine. A 19 and a 13 mean B still gets 3 successes, so you do create that advantage. All of a sudden, the turning speed of the Navis is that much better. So let's give it increased helm control. Okay, so
Took the playing cards out the spokes.
so you used...
Wow, that's like a 90s child phase of putting it on.
Do you
But
throw
it
extra
landed.
power in? I mean, the only thing that you guys have got possibly left to do potentially is for Unit Hello to try and regain some power back into the system if you want it to.
We've also got Tufty can start charging the aligning the sonic stun gun.
Ooh, very good point.
Because Mr. Edwards is so happy about it, the ship-wide one. We might as well test it, and we just tell them, say,
right.
we
No, that's
told
good.
you to stop.
Alex, this
And-
would be a good chance for you to do your understudy then in that case.
On top of all of that, you did say non-lethal.
Yeah.
Bombard them with Bajoran opera.
So you're not going with the Moss lecture plan then?
No, that's for holographic. Holographic. I can't
I'm
say it.
sorry,
That's
but
for the holo
Com
torpedoes.
Suite can't cope with your lectures. It just doesn't translate.
I'm still petitioning Starfleet to stop regarding my lectures as a war crime weapon.
So what was that?
Well, you submitted them to Daystrom, and the weapons division replied back. Not a good look.
What were we rolling? Sorry.
Federation Ethics Committee is on the fence of it, whether or not it counts as torture or not, so yeah. No, he's not ensign, he was promoted, pardon me, lieutenant. Lieutenant Keshen can give me control and science with subspace communications as a focus. To see if he can prime the sound weapon. 2 successes, he does. Nice. Sound weapon is primed and ready to go. Which means that since you're seizing the initiative, that it's just left for Hello to maybe regain some power? Yay, nay, or not bother?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, or I'm just trying to think if he can create another advantage. But yeah, I think play it safe, then give him some power.
Okay, power
Not left
management.
No,
Go on then,
no, I'm
Sean,
not-
is your
no.
boy.
I'm changing my wording. I am not giving him some power.
More power.
Unit Hello can do a daring or control and engineering check, difficulty 2, with focus of power management. Gets 1 success, needed 2. I do believe. Am I not making that up? No, it needed 2. So yeah, you can re-roll if you want to, but it's not the worst thing in the world. The Navis does have oodles of power.
I think it's fine at the moment.
Yeah, so it's okay at the moment. With all the power that's being shunted to the engines at this point in time, excuse me. Yeah, the amount of energy.
Launch the nacelle?
I still can't launch the nacelle.
I've been waiting.
Nacelle away!
Push harder. Push harder.
Ever.
It would make the Cardassians stop and think, I'll give you that much.
It was then that the Navis realised they'd effed up.
The only thing stopping this plan is Bravo's training of don't scratch the warp core.
That's the one.
What's that? Key the thing? Got it.
Key the warp core. It does say property of Bravo on the warp core if you look closely now.
It does now.
Right. I'm going to do something here with the Cardassians. Excuse me a moment. See how well they do. Yep. One of those.
They've launched a reality
One of
TV
those.
show.
Ooh, I'm rolling brilliantly there. Alright then. You made enemy helm
Vulcan
ops
Mindy.
more difficult. Helm... Oh yeah, there we go. Ship positions and tasks. It was a helm roll. Never mind. I got that wrong. I'll do it better next time. Let me see. They're not doing that. They're not doing that. They're not doing that. But they are throwing, adjusting position and moving within long range. It is a difficulty of 0 normally. You've upped the difficulty of it by at least 1, so it becomes 1, but they got 3, which means that the other Gallo class does power past. As the Cardassians are putting their ship as far forward as they can, which means that the shuttles now move as well. Doop. Since you elected to fire on the Gallo class rather than tractor beam the shuttle takes the opportunity to move into a better position, which leaves the other Cardassians the chance to do... Let me see. You've now fired on another Cardassian ship. Are they going to take that? I don't think they are. What can I do? I've already done helm. So now I'm going to do tactical.
You know what? Mr. Eric, lower shields. See how hard they hit us.
I didn't do very well there, did I? So what I'm going to do is...
This is but a scratch.
Tis but a scratch.
Just
Any
scratch your arms off.
On
That's
any
more
other
like it.
Federation ship, that would be a major problem. But we're the one with ablative armor.
Oh, he shot his friend. There we are. He missed and shot the other Cardassian ship. No, he didn't. Okie dokie. Which weapon system do we go for? We'll give the ones with the extra punch.
Are they firing? Are they trying to punch through? Are they?
Okay, 5 and 2, which means I actually get... I actually get 5 and 3, which means I actually get 8. So...
I think that's the next
is
logical
but
step.
a scratch. So, give me just one moment quickly. Quickly as I
We
can.
need to actually build those fighter bays we officially have.
And fire other Akiva-class starships at them. It's the last thing they'll expect.
Okay. Obviously, these guys are nowhere near as good as you. So the situation as it's unfolding in space at the moment was that you got 2 of your ships out in order to try and stop both ships from going too far, but the Cardassians have deployed shuttles. As such, you can keeping the shuttles are on course. The Gala class are running interference. Keeping both shuttles out of the atmosphere is going to be tricky, but not impossible. But in the meantime, we are going to relocate back down to the planet for a bit. As we replace ourselves. That's the situation. Shuttles are incoming. The Gala class are trying to deal with the Navis not terribly well at the moment. We will see how they do in the next thing. But you have managed to hoof it to the transport hub. Let me see, do I have something for the transport hub? I do not. But let me describe the transport hub for you. Right, here we are. So this is actually quite near the lip of the crater that the base was stationed near to, and it's a small building that has the both tram lines connecting to it. So even though the tram line from the hub to the night side, where you've just come from, is damaged, as you're walking up to the transit hub, you can see that there is a tram parked there, waiting to go. In order to access it, you are going to have to start things up, however. But nevertheless, you have arrived in the tram station itself, and you do find 4 more dead bodies. One of which looks like was killed with a long slice down across the chest. The other 3 look like they died from exposure.
Scanning for trying to get as much warning for any of those parasite fins, in case any of them start creeping up on us.
One of the dead bodies looks like he was badly burned before he died, and the wound is bandaged. 2 of the dead bodies have got puncture wounds on their neck or back. At the moment, there are no obvious signs of the parasites. Can I get an insight and medicine check from Dr. Bertram, please? Or anybody else who wants to assist.
Biology, senior biology, something like that?
Yes, please.
I'll assist.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
One
success.
dice. Use genetics as your focus, Mike.
Okay.
One success, so 2 successes overall. Excellent. So we're back up to full
Do we have
momentum
a
again.
sample of these parasites yet?
You do, as it happens. There was a deceased specimen back in the Nightside medical bay that is the basis for Dr. Bertram and others retuning the tricorders to try and scan for these specific genetic signs, biological signs, I should say. So
Thank you.
You guys have already done that. So you've got kind of a close range early warning system. At least that was the idea. So your check of the bodies reveals that the crew with the puncture wounds must have died before the effects of the wound could occur. Whatever bladed weapon killed the crew here, it was clearly a curved metallic thing, so it wasn't some kind of worker tool used as an improvised weapon. This looks like it was an actual edged weapon.
Would I be able to tell by the cut marks or any kind of metallic traces left by, also using cultural studies, what kind of blade it could have been?
Ooh, very good. Anybody who wants to assist you can give a reason and science? No, reason and security. Because you're looking at weapons. I will say difficulty 1.
Probably say Caval is your assister on that one.
Boom.
Wow.
Well, instantly, it becomes very obvious that it's not something like an Ushan Tor. It's not it's a similar kind of cut, which looks like it's from a kind of a rounded razor-sharp blade, but the cut is actually wider, so it suggests a bigger, a larger-headed weapon. Your
Is it
best,
almost like a Vulcan Nipra?
Thank you.
Yeah, that's where I was
A
heading
Vulcan
towards.
Lirpa was indeed looks like a
I mean, I
likely
didn't know the name
culprit.
of it, but thank you. Okay, so the head of science has had a ritualistic weapon on him. And
There
he's
is.
using
Nova discovers in her travels around the place there's actually a discarded tricorder. Does Nova want to pick it up?
Yeah, one.
Cool beans.
Claim it's your own.
Dismantled.
There's one file of note on the display, and it seems to be readings of trace elements of an explosive compound. If you give me a control plus science check with a difficulty of 1, you can see if you can detect where it was coming from.
Who can do that?
At the moment, Nova, because she's looking at the tricorder itself. 2 successes. Awesome sauce. So the file you're looking at does seem to corroborate that there is indeed traces of an explosive compound, and it looks like those traces are somewhere around the tram. So, not necessarily this side of the hub, but there are traces of an explosive. As soon as the doors open here, they seem to be the explosive traces seem to be on the other side of the doors that will open as soon as the tram starts its journey towards the day side.
It looks like it's been booby trapped.
It's a fair assumption to make.
So we'll
yes.
preemptively tune this sound gun to Vulcan.
Okay, noted. So, yeah, one of the tram tubes has been sealed and is reporting a malfunction. It's too hot to approach, and that kind of corroborates what you saw with the fire on the line of the other one. So that seems to be where this one lays. Tram tube 1 appears to be functional, but that's the one where you've got traces of an explosive compound registering.
Functional.
There is an airlock here, which Caval is very close to, which leads out through a quick airlock cycling mechanism room, repressurization room, pardon me, which leads outside to the surface. Sorry, Mike, did you say something there?
Nope, just scratching my head.
Oh, okay, cool.
All right.
No, that's cool. I thought I heard somebody speak and it sounded like you, so it's evidently in error. All right, so with this information, what would you like to do? I do still have Claude. Yeah, there is. I was afraid I left Claude behind for a second there. Ooh.
We can't
Blended in.
use. Well, looks like we can't use the tram, so.
Well, unless, of course, you wanted to try disabling an explosive device.
You see, part of me would say.
Nova, look, bomb.
So we need our best. We need our best.
Can't
Take her
possibly
apart,
go wrong.
Let's go like throwing her in front of a bomb.
Nova, look, bomb.
Oh, she's even closing the door after herself to have a go. All right, she's off. She's going.
Oh God.
All right,
She
let's
has
see.
been complaining she wanted more excitement.
You should be more worried about where this is going to end up as she gets.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Commander, I've got the bomb. Now what?
Right, okay.
Didn't say fetch.
Okay, right, okay. So, bomb is not diffused. Where is the bit with the bomb?
That's where it just says, you do not disable the bomb.
Do not touch bomb.
Do not touch bomb.
bad
Bomb is
kind.
bad.
So it looks like to Nova that someone has taken regular mining charges and has set them to explode the moment the tram kind of moves over them. So you can disarm the bomb. This is going to require a fitness and engineering task with a difficulty of 2.
Alrighty.
And will take a fair amount of time to complete as you carefully dismantle the bomb itself.
Whatever, I want to be careful.
So, inner workings would probably be best, I think, here, as far as your focuses go. Okay.
Sorry, that picture's funny.
Jeez.
Where did he go?
He's caught in the explosion. He's still there. Bam! He just dropped to the floor, but he's disguised by the O in bomb. Sorry, folks, we're referring to stuff that you can't see on the Discord channel.
Yeah.
So, what did I say? Fitness and engineering difficulty 2 to disarm the bomb. Starcross. Nice. Moves slightly away. Well, the good news is it seems to be out there, and Nova has closed the door. But yes, if the explosion goes off.
So what you're saying is Nova set us up the bomb.
No.
Bomb now.
Just no.
Ori has learned enough at this point about how Nova and how Nova works to stand further away. You know what? I'll be over here.
The most wonderful time.
Vibers is trying to cheer himself up by humming Christmas tunes.
Because the last thing Fibers ever remembers is the last wonderful time of the boom.
Probably the first thing he does is he gets to the host, he'll finish the line and go, where am I?
So it continues.
How does this work? Well, yes,
I got
interesting.
rid of another one.
Ooh, 4 successes. Nova, the prodigy that she appears to be. Difficulty of 2 over and above what was needed, so yeah. Applying all of her focus and determination, she does start dismantling the bomb. Meanwhile, this is going to be a multiple minutes worth of job, so the rest of you... there does appear to be a life sign nearby, according to your tricorders. Seems to be inside of the pressurization airlock.
Ooh. Not a parasite life sign, is it?
Scanning for the creature. For the creatures.
Not
before.
that it's coming up as such, no.
Okay.
As such.
The life sign appears to be coming from inside the locker.
Gaval's in there. Phaser out. Set to stun.
I love it how the Lieutenant Junior grade is ordering a.
No. I'm
saying
saying
what he's doing.
Caval,
No.
Caval, shoot!
No, as in, I'm getting my phaser out set
Setting
to
it
stun.
to stun. Yes,
I'm
I understood you,
pointing
Alex.
that to Caval. Well,
You're
Pointing your phaser at Caval. All right, okay, fine.
pointing out to Caval. Stop it. Stop trying to be a
You're gonna-
troublemaker.
You're gonna have to open the locker because I'm holding the sound gun, and that's a two-handed weapon.
Delegation.
What,
Delegation to the person who invented the weapon.
Well, basically, like saying like on 3, so like
Nice
3,
one.
2, 1. Open locker and let's open it wide for Caval.
Okay, so as the locker opens,
And then
you see a woman with a she's got like an oxygen tank, an emergency oxygen tank linked up to a face mask, and she's got the mask over her face, and she shrieks when she sees you, and she's just holding up a feeble piece of spanner, and she's just waving it around, going, "Stay back!" But she's having a hard time breathing, it seems.
Doctor, I think we have someone uninfected over the comms.
Okay.
And she notices that you're wearing EV suits, and she doesn't recognize you.
Okay, I shall scan her to see if there's any sign of infection.
Okay. So she appeared to be using a reserve oxygen thing to keep herself, but she's kind of half in and half out. The environmental controls are working now, but it seems that she's been locked in this locker and hasn't come out to try and... no, my words are failing me here. Because she's been inside this locker, she doesn't know that the environmental systems and the life support is back online. Therefore, she's just been gasping air on this limited run oxygen tank. As such, she's possibly not aware that the life support is back and she should be able to breathe normally. As such, she's a bit dazed and confused at the moment due to lack of oxygen, but that's easily enough. Fix. She's barely conscious, but reviving her should be a simple matter, what with the doc's, the folks' skills. She does...
Any sign of infection?
Well, the moment she regains her senses, she does cry out in pain, and she does have a scratch running up her neck. But you are not reading any presence of parasitic cells present in the scratch or in her body.
Okay, and say I can't see any signs of infection, but she is suffering from recent signs of gradual and low-level oxygen starvation, probably because she's been improperly using the Reaver and hasn't realised the environmental systems are up. Has she got is she wearing Starfleet uniform? Does she see a rank or anything like that?
She is wearing a civilian uniform, and it has something, markings that might delineate, or denote, I should say, rank of sorts.
Okay.
But it's a civilian it's a civilian rank.
Okay, I'm gonna say, Miss, you need to remove the breather and start breathing carefully and not hyperventilate. The environmental systems are currently working and will support you.
Cool. Can I get a presence and command task with a difficulty of 2 to see if you can get her to calm down?
I'm a doctor, not a
not an
orator.
Very good.
Sorry, Gav, I stole your thunder then.
The thunder was so good it could be shared.
Yeah, I'm a doctor, not the captain who's stealing my thunder. So that's, you said presence, and it's going to be presence and medicine.
Right then, yep, that's fine. You know psychological techniques to calm people down, so that's fine.
Yep. I'm not sure if any of my focuses really kick in for this.
Not this kind of thing, no. If you had the Doctor talent like bedside manner or something like that, it might help, but you don't. So.
Hey, I've got great bedside manner for Moss.
Yeah. And the Moss appreciates it, I'm sure.
Moss-side manner.
I just for a moment think of her as moss, and then I talk soothingly.
Okay, so you do manage to calm the lady down.
It's weird
she-
when you say,
she-
like, do you want me to water you? Sing you?
She pulls the mask off and starts to breathe normally, and she kind of nods from the supine position in the locker room, in the locker, I should say. Okay, I'm okay. Who are you?
I'm Dr. Bertram, our Chief Medical Officer of the USS Navis. This is Commander Fazanan, Lieutenant Edwards. We're part of a squad that were investigating what happened here. The situation and the time especially is starting to grow desperate, especially given both Cardassian interest and also the fluctuating state of the star.
Cardassians? What?
Yeah. Our ship is currently confronting 2 Cardassian ships that have entered the system.
Oh God. Have you told them that it's not safe to land here?
From our last communication, they are not in a mind to listen.
Ah, damn. Cardassians land, and these things could get off on whatever the Cardassians used to land here on. Oh God.
It's definitely something we need to think about. However, of more urgency is the fact that we now have... About how long do we have left, Matt? Roughly before the star goes.
An hour?
Okay. We have probably less than an hour now before the star reaches a critical situation, and we still don't understand why that is happening. Can you shed any light on this?
So can I have a quick clarification on
Sure.
something? Has the captain been updating the ground crew about the ship approaching and everything?
One imagines, but there's going to be only spotty communications now, because the further the Navis is away from the planet, the more interference is going to be caused by the stellar emissions.
I just had an idea for why they're specifically wanting to take it, but it's more of a, if we haven't been told in character, then I can't actually share this slight revelation.
Well, say what you were going to say.
Even. The scientist is potentially I'm thinking offering defection, because it makes them want to leave the planet. Why else would a Cardassian ship brave the star?
No. It's more of the fact that it's a research base and it's a star killer.
It's not a bad idea, and it would ordinarily make sense. The only thing that would put pay to the hypothesis is that you've seen the communications logs, and the last communication that was sent was the lady. So no, it was a good idea. But the only thing that would disprove it is something that Edwards would himself be made aware of, which was the last transmission sent out was sent by a lady, which might very well be this lady here. Ori either Ori or Edwards himself, maybe, or was it Vibers, confirmed that there was a communication sent from, I think, operations. No, it was this lady's quarters in operations.
It just stuck in my head of why would the creature be pushing to, him to blow up everything when it wasn't. You mentioned before, it just came up in my head that they do try to get their hosts to leave.
Yeah, but at the same time, is that he had the Vulcan is trying to blow up the planet by destabilizing the star so that the infection doesn't spread.
Maybe. You don't know.
I actually thought of it that way.
Well, that's why he said at the end.
But Bertram did hypothesize last time that because these creatures seem like individual neural cells, and even the dead one that you found in the medical bay was still twitching now and again, or receiving neural impulses from elsewhere, it would add an entirely new dimension to what you think this creature or creatures might be, if they are capable of such devious maneuvers as signaling out to a nearby polity in order to request, I don't know, defection. So, something to think about, at least.
Yeah.
So, where is your Vulcan colleague?
Ow.
Tavok. You alright, Mike? You getting attacked by either your desk or your cat?
My desk attacked me.
Okay. I hate it when they do that.
It was unforeseen.
Well, that's why they get you. These desks, they lull you into a false sense of security, and then when you least expect it.
Exactly.
Where are you
Are
going
you sure
with
that's
this,
not the cat?
Matt? The cat might have put the desk up to it, you never know. What am I talking about?
Actually, here.
He was just in here complaining.
Oh dear, what am I talking about? Where are you going with this, Matt? I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Anyway, wind this back.
Can you provide any input on what might be happening with the star? Because we're currently a bit of a loss for that, on how to actually stop it before it actually just wipes out the system.
We're slightly in the dark, let's say.
It must be the stellar inversion drive. That was part of the reason this research station was set up. The idea was to take low-mass stars and try and mine the gases they contain, some of which can be really rare. This and other such projects have been trying to find ways of harvesting these gases, even if that comes at the cost of the star itself sometimes. I mean, let's face it, most of these stars are on their way out anyway. From what I understand of what Tavok told me, the stellar inversion drive works by creating a disturbance in the star's photosphere, creating a fountain of gas, not unlike a controlled solar flare. The thought was that if we could then create a capture device around the star or near it, we could then use the stellar inversion drive to create such a flare and then capture the gases that come out of it in order to harness them before they then fall back into the star or dissipate. Unfortunately, the research never made it quite that far. And then, well, this happened. Excuse me.
Okay.
And do you have any knowledge of the whereabouts of Tavok?
Let's see. Hang on a second, I'm going to sneeze again.
Zoomed it.
Thank you. My nose is taking objection to something. Maybe talking smack about desks, or maybe the stellar inversion drive.
Yeah.
I'm getting jealous of the desk.
All I know is that Taval has gone mad. Is it Taval or Tavok? Tavok. Taval, pardon me. Excuse me while my face explodes. Taval's gone mad. He's killed more than one member of the crew with his Lirpa. I mean, she gestures out to the area just beyond. Worse, I'm pretty sure he's activated the stellar inversion drive, but he's put it on an out-of-control manipulation of the star. That's probably what the countdown that you've just given me is all about. He's essentially going to destroy the star, and probably the entire system. If we can get to him and stop him before the star loses its cohesion, we can maybe stop this in its tracks. The only place that this could be done is in the control system for the inversion drive, which is going to be in the main science lab, which is on the day side of the of the base.
Oh.
We have an expert working on it.
Yeah.
There's a bit of bad news that I have to stress as well. In order to get to the main science lab, we're going to have to go through environmental. And environmental is where myself and the rest of those who are uninfected fled the most from. It seems most of the creatures have concentrated themselves in the environmental section. I ran for my life in order to get away from the few infected that were still roaming about. I managed to find here and have hid since, and well, now we have this situation. I mean, I can accompany you if Taval might respond to a familiar face.
Is Val likely to be in environmental?
He's more than likely going to be in the main science lab if he's using the stellar inversion drive.
Around the Vibers, is there any way we can actually get now that we got power up, get the lighting to actually emanate UV light, seeing as these fins react badly to it?
The best place to do that, I'm afraid, would be in environmental control. Whoa, you don't suppose that's why they've based themselves there?
The more I learn about these creatures, the more I start to actually get a disturbing amount of convincing that these fins aren't mindless animals. There's a disturbing amount of coordination that indicates some level of sentience. If they have the ability to recognize technology, they might have taken it to block that sort of attack. That's just supposition on my part, though.
Well, the only thing I know is that they came to the planet more than likely as stowaways on the hull of a previous vessel that had supplied the base a few weeks previous to all of this. I don't know if that speaks to how smart they are, but they were at least clever enough to, well, stow away.
Yeah.
Whether by accident or design.
Commander, you listening to all this?
Yes. It sounds like we need to get over there because otherwise we're not going to get out the system.
Yep.
From what you're telling me.
Yeah. And we also need to make sure that there's nothing here for the Cardassians to find. Last thing we want is for them to get either this inversion drive or the data regarding it.
So, with that in mind, Nova is still going to need a couple more minutes to
we need to
finish
get to the
disarming
day
bomb.
side. That's the point. How is the bomb disarming going, Nova? Where's Nova?
Oh god, where's Nova? No, Nova is exactly where you left it, and is doing a darned good job of disarming the bomb. It will be
I just like. I was really hoping Matt was just.
Go on. Hello? Oh, lost Webby there just as he was getting to the good bit.
Hello?
Everyone just stopped talking.
Yeah, I think Discord had an outage then for a second. We lost the last part of what you were saying, Webby.
Alright, I was just going to say, sort of like Matt was just sort of like saying Nova just walks in and goes, hello, with a bomb in her hand.
That may yet happen. However,
This is Nova.
Before we get there, let us zip back swiftly into space as we deal with the Cardassians. Now, I'm looking at the time, and I'm seeing that in all likelihood this is going to be a 4-parter.
Dun, dun, dun.
So yeah, let's get on with this and see how well we do.
Well, it's very simple. Have fun. Lieutenant Eric.
Lieutenant Eric's
yeah.
What?
Charge. Widespread target on the sound gun and fire at will.
I'm only going to be able to target one ship at a time, sir.
I think it was only designed for one ship because it's been
Target the galore that's overtaken us.
Okay, so the first thing that's going to need to happen is that Lieutenant Keshin is going to need to infiltrate the Cardassians' shipboard communication systems. So that is going to be a control and science with a focus on encryption-decryption.
Covert hailing frequencies open.
Yes, indeed. Just pipe this up a little bit because it's a bit difficult to hear. So, who wants to be Ensign?
You're not going to do that. Ignore that.
Keep saying Ensign Cashin because it flows too nicely. Lieutenant Cashin. I mean, Alex, this guy took over from communications for Edwards, so, and the sound gun does appear to be your baby, so you may as well do Cashin.
Control, science, and
This is
encryption.
more than likely going to be difficulty. Let's go with what is this? Is a Galore class, reasonably old. What is its communication system like? This is actually probably going to be. Let's go with making this difficulty 2.
Spend momentum.
I was also going to say, can the ship actually help as well?
I suppose. Communications and security from the ship. Who else hasn't rolled in a while? Mike, be the Navis.
So what am I using to roll? Would be control and
Control and
security,
science.
So it is control and science. Okay.
Because we're using the science of communication and decryption to try and hack into their.
Oh, sorry, and sorry, I was going to throw an extra
Cool.
one.
So whatever Mike rolls for the Navis will be extra.
Okay.
So
I say, could you just use a momentum?
What do you want me to roll for the systems on Navis?
communications and security, please.
Okay.
Oh, I actually got it. I didn't realise.
2 dice or 1?
1, please.
2.
So if you
because
want to
he's
buy
using the
momentum,
spend.
if you want to buy momentum, you can roll 2.
Do we all
There we
want me
go.
to buy momentum?
Okay.
I've done it. I've already spent the momentum for you.
All right
Use the
then.
2 die.
So roll 2
Okay.
dice rather than 1. 3 successes overall, which means you got 1 over and above what I set, which means that you've hacked into which one? I
the
was
one
guessing
front.
that one.
Yeah, the one that's overtaken us.
Okay, cool. So you've hacked into
Because the
their
because
communications
the
system.
because the Samson can run interference on the other one.
Cool. All right then. So does Andrews's ability
Only on the first round.
only on the first round? So that means that we have played our card with Lieutenant Keshen, which means next up is going to be the
Do we roll damage?
Cardassians. No,
No, it's
because
not
that's
rolling
hacking
damage,
into its first.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So, shuttle away, closing in on its destination. Next up is one of you guys, which means that if you want, now is the time for Ensign Eric to let fly with the sound weapon.
Yep.
So this is a close range weapon.
Stopping the 2 galores is easier than is going to be more beneficial than stopping the 2 shuttles, because the shuttles are only going to have a maximum complement of X amount of people on board, and
Indeed.
that's what the security team on the planet can then move to hold them off.
Alrighty.
The other one is once you deal with the galores, that team on the planet, you can go, your transport's gone. Do you want to give up?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. In that case, let's see. Gareth, if you can be the Navis for this. Interestingly, this is once again going to be communications and security for the Navis, but this is going to be Ensign Eric using control and security difficulty 2 to use the sound weapon.
Spends a momentum again.
Navis gives 1 success.
Navis gets 1 success. Okay, so anything that Eric gets will be extra. Well, actually, no, it won't,
It's
because
not.
I said 2.
Who's not rolled for a while? Jan, you haven't rolled for a while,
Yeah.
have you? Or Sean? What either of you two?
Go on, Sean. Oh dear.
Oh, shit.
The cat wants to roll.
He wants attention.
Dad! I demand your attention right the heck now.
Exactly.
Sean,
He
you
wants to go
about?
out, not an outdoor
Yes, he
cat.
is. 3 successes from Ensign Eric and 1 for that, so yeah. So that's 2 extra above what you needed, so if Gareth, you want to roll on the sound weapon, but then do 2 extra dice.
Okay, so that is...
Actually, seeing what kind of damage the shipborne version does.
Okay, nothing extra there. But it was 6 successes, 1 effect, which means the area effect comes into effect. You're essentially assaulting the crew. Which one? Not that one. This one. You are doing damage to the crew to the tune of 6. Alright.
Okay.
You can get multiple guys with 6. So you're basically attacking the crew. And let's see. Well, sensors don't tell you yet whether or not you've had any success, but I can tell you you've had some success in affecting the crew. It might take more than one such assault, mind you. But that is a very successful first test of the sound gun, the sound weapon, on an enemy ship.
The undermining neurological denial weapon.
Indeed. So yeah, you successfully managed to hack another ship's systems and use it against them. Nice.
Known as the Banshee for short.
As such. As such. Okay, what have we got going on here? These guys are going to... Now, they can't use attack pattern anymore, so we are going to try the same again, using... Oops, daisy, someone's getting a bit crackly. 2 successes means that we do get attack pattern again. Cool. Who's up next of you lot?
Who do we want? Do we want to fire on the other one to slow it down even more, or do we want to move to intercept to catch up?
What's the reckoning? Because so far you've used the Navis's tactical and communication systems. The Samson hasn't used any such systems yet.
I think let the Samson go ham on the other galore.
Now, do you want Lieutenant Lenny to use helm control to set up an attack pattern or a defensive pattern in order to make attacking the other ship easier?
I think it to attack, just fire on it.
Okay, so that suggests one or both are going to just be plain old shooting. So the answer, the question now becomes: do you want Lenny with his control of 10 and security of 1 to fire, or Kirst's control of 10 and security of 1 to fire?
I think Kirst.
Okay.
Because Lenny can then run
pilot.
Then, if it fails, he can then run sort of like attack patterns or defensive patterns.
Electronic warfare is therefore gone, but increased helm control will set up after the fact. So, this is going to be an attack then by Kirst. So, can I get... Let's see, who hasn't rolled yet?
You got this.
Jan, can you be the Samson?
So, the Samson has Samson's improved impulse drive, which means can accelerate much more quickly. So when a flight controller succeeds at the impulse attack pattern, evasive action, or ramming speed tasks, they may spend 2 momentum to increase the difficulty of attacks against the ship.
So it might be worth making the Samson more difficult to hit first.
Yeah, so you could do an attack pattern and still spend 2 momentum to make the Samson more difficult to hit.
Yeah, do it that way.
Alrighty.
So I'll take my determination back for a sec then.
Cool. Okay, so instead what we're doing is Lenny
attack pattern.
Doing an attack pattern, so that suggests control and on with a difficulty of attack pattern is difficulty 2, assisted by the ship's weapons and con. Who else hasn't rolled for a bit? Are we back around now? Davis hasn't rolled yet.
Oh dear.
It was then he realised.
Wait, can you be the Samson, please, and roll engines and con for the Samson?
Me?
That would be Davis, please.
Okay. Here you go.
No successes.
Over to the pilot.
Over to the pilot. Lieutenant Lenny. Mike, did you want to do this? Or was it going to be Jan? It was Jan's idea. Let's make it be Jan.
I'll do it. Maybe I should use a momentum because it's difficulty 2.
Yeah, spend it.
Righty. Oh, mama! Lenny! Been taking lessons.
I show Caval how it done.
That's the button to reset it to standard controls. Here we go.
He's gotten into the arse groove now. It was off-putting at first, but now he's managed to get his tail in.
He's owned it. He's taken it for himself.
Yeah, he's got a big hole in the back of the chair so his tail can stick out.
Is this a tail groove?
Who's been cutting holes in the upholstery of the Samson? In any case. Okay, so you've now got an attack pattern, so any attacks made by the Samson will be that much easier to perform, but also the Samson, as Jan has correctly pointed out, is going to be that much harder to hit, and it's already a smaller craft, so it's already hard to hit, so blimey. Crikey day. Alright then, so that was Lenny, so next we go back to the Cardassians. Which one? That one up there. Right, so this ship has just been attacked by a sound weapon. What the hell was that? Let's do some scanning. Sensor operations. 1 success, and as for the... yeah, let's do that. Boink, boink. 1 success. Okay, they know they've been hacked, but they're not sure where from. Is it the planet? Is it the Navis? Is it the Samson? They had their communications hacked. They're not entirely certain about what's going on. Okay, who of you is going next?
They're not out cold.
No.
Not all of them.
Not. They suffered damage, certainly.
I
But it
think
wasn't enough to render them all unconscious.
I think we hit the other claw with Cursed.
Cursed is going to get her chance to shoot. Alright then, so let's see. Cursed is usually headed by the other cat, so let's have Sean be Cursed, and Webby, if you want to be the Samson this time. So,
yeah,
Cursed
yeah,
is going to be control and security.
Still spending this again.
Okay. For Cursed, it's control and security. Difficulty.
Actually, no, because she hasn't got the. Yeah, she hasn't. It's only if she fails. I'll reuse it. Yeah.
And for the Samson, it's going to be weapons and security.
Phaser bank as a focus. Oh no, that's not. It doesn't have a focus. It's your ship.
Alright, so it's all down to how well Cursed can aim the thing, but Cursed did the reading. May spend the momentum to use science instead of the discipline it would normally use. Ha ha ha! Go Cursed! Very good. Very good. So she's using the art of science to target the weapons. I like it.
Science!
Do do do! Oh dear.
Alright, hang on. Hang on. What is it? Is it 2 to hit? It needs 2 to hit anyway, doesn't it?
It needs 2 to hit. Yeah. Actually, no. It needs 1 because the attack pattern lowered the difficulty.
Try harder.
No.
Do better.
No.
Can we spend a momentum as well, retroactively? Yes!
You get it back. So, re-roll the 19, please, Sean.
Alrighty.
There we go!
Yay.
It's actually...
It was a ricochet.
So, Webby, roll on phaser banks. Okay, 4 successes, 2 effects. What do phaser banks have? Versatile. So, yep, they generated 2 extra momentum. So you got You can roll 1 extra dice, actually, for damage, though. But that's all they can do. So you got 2 extras. So in all, we got 6. The Galor has resistance of that, which means it takes 2 to its shields. Nice. So once again, the Samson showing that even though it's a smaller ship, it can still take on larger vessels. Nice. Very nice. Cardassians. Right, they just got shot on by a very small ship. They're doing an attack pattern, but the bigger Navis is probably the concern. Who have I used from this lot so far? They have their engineering crew hasn't gone yet. They haven't done... Right, so it's their tactical officer that's up now. Alrighty. Let's see if we can't. So let's not target the actual Cardassian ship. Shooting themselves. Alrighty. So they are going to open fire! Do it! 3 successes, 1 over and above what I needed, so I'm adding that extra 1 to damage. So that's going to be another... As they fire back. They are content to hold their position here, actually. So, to do. Cool. 9, 10, 11, 12. Which means the Navis takes, let me think, 12 minus 7 leaves 5, which goes onto the shields. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But after taking off resistance, 5 or more damage does rock the ship. So everybody feel free to give me the Star Trek shake. And we now have to see which of these systems got hit.
Please say it's the phasers, because it's just like, right, okay, you want to play like that. Quantum's away.
Weapons
Bam,
got hit! So you have taken... minor damage. So, weapons disabled.
Is that all weapons?
Weapons systems are disabled. So, if I can get to damage, what that means is impact. So the weapon systems have been impacted. It's disrupting those functions temporarily. So until the tactical officer can use a restore minor action, so it's a quick action for him, the ship cannot make any more attacks, and nor can it attempt any other tasks which would involve or be assisted by the ship's weapon systems. So on his next turn, Ensign Eric is going to have to try and do a restore as a quick action to restore the ship's weapon systems. Okie dokie. But that was them. Which one of you wants to go next? So you have the capacity now to...
Does Carrigate not apply?
What was that, sorry, Sean?
Can Carrigate not apply to it? It says alternatively, once permission when the character ship would suffer 1 or more breaches, they can spend 2 momentum to ignore it.
Oh, yeah.
Are you on? Not on the ship, though?
Does it say this is my ship?
Yeah, actually, because of the word, that's a really dickish on the wording.
Let me read that.
Based off the fact that you've been training Hello and Hello's are operations, does that count anything to do?
Which one was it again?
It's the bottom half.
The second half were from alternatively.
Sorry, what am I reading again?
Copy.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm being rather slow. Alright, the Karagite Order of here. Right, I was in completely the wrong place. I don't know where my brain was going there. Alternatively, once permission, when the character's ship would suffer one or more breaches, you may either spend 2 momentum or suffer a complication to ignore one of those breaches. Only 1 order benefit. You know what? Because it represents you spending an actual thing, which you can only use once, I am okay with that. It would suffer 1 or more breaches, so yeah, okay.
Prevent the damage to weapons, basically.
You've gone to the trouble of spending one of your per mission usage things, so to my mind, yeah. I've at least forced you to spend one of those resources which you have accumulated over a long and storied career, so that's cool. Yeah, that's fine. So
I've knocked the momentum down.
yeah. So yeah, that could be explained in any which way. The fact that you've tuned the ship up in such a way that
or or at the last second, unit hello just discharges power to the weapon banks.
Yeah, and does a quick rerouting of the energy that's coursing through the weapon system. So yeah, good stuff. Good stuff, which means the Cardassians have done some damage to the Navis's shields. So you now have either Hello, who could try and regain some more power again, or which is a good point because the sound gun would have taken the sound weapon would have taken power, or your chief engineer could try and restore shields. Either of those two could try that. Up to you guys.
I just want to ram them now.
You see, there's a reason why I said that at the start.
Technically, the Navis's helm officer has yet to go. Are you seriously going to... Well, it's up to you. Do you want to consider ramming speed?
Did you really ask where we are? Is he serious?
Yes, I did.
It's the Cardassians. It's like they need...
This is the first time you've been up against the Cardassians, yes. So if you need word to filter back to the Cardassians and the Dominion of what it's like to take on the Navis.
Yeah, but at the same time, is that Blackfoot's like blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. How?
I just heard shoot to kill.
We come in peace, shoot to kill.
We come in peace.
Shoot to kill.
We did come in peace. We gave them ample warnings. They have invaded Federation space.
Now we shoot to kill. We justified it by coming in peace.
Yeah, you did say please. You pretty much got up in their faces and said, right, guys, seriously.
Go away.
You did say you were shooting to disable, hence why you used the sound cannon, the sound weapon.
Yeah. The shuttle I'm not worried about. I think I would like to move the ship back to continue to block.
Alright, you do have the increased helm control that was suggested as additional power from the last turn, so you can use that advantage now.
Yeah, so I think activate Andrews now to fling the ship back.
So this is going to be a control and con check from Andrews, and Gareth, if you could be the Navis for me, giving us engines and con. Be a nice handbrake turn for the Navis.
Battlefield tactics as a foci.
Sure.
2 successes from the Navis.
Woo! 3 successes from the... Wow,
Navis is going, oh no, I'm not being outshined by Cardassian ships.
Yeah, galore. Yeah, at least give me a Keldon. You might be interested in a Keldon.
So I've posted the advantage, get past me, bro.
That definitely sounds like something Andrews is doing at this moment in time.
So when you consider it, the Navis is actually not that. I've made this comparison before, and it always bears mentioning. This thing is basically an aircraft carrier that you've just done this 2-point turn with. So, both in terms of the Navis's sleek maneuverability for a gigantic ship, but also the talent behind its helm office, its various helm officers, should not be overstated, or even understated, I should say. So, swinging it about, bringing it to try and block the approach of the other Galore class, which means we are back to the Cardassians, and it was this guy. Caval, I did a donut. So, which was this guy? This guy was the helm officer, actually. So, what are they gonna do? You know what? Let's copy. Let's blatantly rip off what you guys are doing, and I'm gonna sneeze again. Excuse me. My nose is taking exception to me trying to get the Cardassians to do some good stuff. Oh, hello. Right. So I got 2 successes, but a complication. Yeesh. Right, so this guy's burning power. He's going for maneuverability as well. Let's see what happens with the ship. Oh, jeez. All right then. So the Galore class helm officer is trying to perform a maneuver, but it seems the sound gun has messed up their equilibrium so much that the thing does this weird maneuver, which looks almost like they're attempting their own kind of donut, but all you see is the Galore class kind of does this over-exaggerated turn, goes about, comes back, and ends up in exactly the same spot as he started. And yes, you do have a record of that now on your sensors for posterity, so that you can send that to the Cardassians and the Dominion the next chance you get.
Just have it a continual replay and say, this is how good your ships are.
Program them into the hologrammatic torpedoes so we can send them direct showing to them while fighting them.
We would, but after your latest reply from the Daystrom Institute, we're just filling it full of Moss lectures.
Even the founders are afraid of the Moss lectures.
The one thing they can't become, plants. Well, actually, no, they can.
Section 31's just sort of like sending sort of like Moss lectures through the wormhole just to see who they can actually ruin.
I'm not saying that the founders learned to shapeshift specifically to sneak out of the lectures, but...
Let it out. Put it down to let it out. My daughter's trapped the cat in the wastebasket. Did we just lose everybody temporarily again?
We did. Yeah. Discord seems to be having one of those
down,
evenings.
Yeah. We haven't got much longer, so we'll see if Discord can hang out for a little bit more. Right. You didn't see it, but my daughter's trapped the cat in the wastebasket. He's just... he could get out if he wants to. He's just sticking his head out going, I might stay here, actually. Jeez, silly thing. Hello. Right. Hummany hum ha hey. Which one of you guys wants to go next? You've got shields and power you can still attempt to restore. You've basically done everything else. You've done shooting. You haven't done sensors yet, but you haven't needed to. Particularly. So I don't know, it might be worthwhile trying to replenish shields or replenish power.
What are we at? Power is at 9. Yeah, one or the other.
Well, which would you prefer?
How much power do we need to do a full torpedo burst?
1. It costs 1 power to
yeah.
launch torpedo.
Shields have taken a bit of a hammering. I think let's get shields back up first.
Okay, so is it Hello that's got shields? No. Or is it Bravo? Bravo's got damage control and repair, and regaining shield power is not really that. So neither of them have really got anything specific to shields. So either of them could attempt it. I mean, Hello has got power management, so Hello is more suited to getting power back. So it could do the Chief Engineer to get shields back.
Yeah.
Mike, do you fancy being Chief Engineer Bravo?
Yeah.
And give us a... Is it daring or is it control? I forget. Hang on. Internal systems, power management. Is daring or control? And he's better at control. So give me control and engineering, please, for Chief Engineer Bravo. This is going to be difficulty 2.
Let me find him.
He's right by
you go.
here. I'm pinging him now.
Alright. Okay. Here.
Your Chief Engineer. Can you access him?
I mean, he's in the supporting characters list, right?
Yep.
Got him. Okay.
Excellent.
Alright, so what was the role? I'm sorry, engineering plus control?
Yes, please.
1 die or 2?
2, please.
Does he have a focus?
He does not, I am afraid.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh,
Now,
I'm terrible today.
Chief Engineer Bravo does have
Hi,
one
Bravo.
determination that he could spend to re-roll that
Yes.
20.
Yes, he's spending it.
Okay.
Okay.
So in the chat channel, in the chat column, it says re-roll results as a pressable button. Re-roll 1 dice. That's more like it. 2 successes, which means you regain a point of power to the Navis. Nice. You can spend additional momentum now to regain an extra point per momentum spent. Do you want to do that?
Yeah,
Yes,
might as
group.
well.
How many momentum would you like to spend in order to gain extra power points? 1 extra, 2 extra? Hello?
2.
Yeah, 2 sounds fine.
Oh, hang on a second. You were doing shields, not power. I'm an idiot.
What the what?
Well... okay, we'll do hello doing shields then. And apparently Bravo's doing power, even though you told me it was the other way around. Or I told myself it was the other way around. So, how many points for additional power, sorry? Just the 1? 2?
2.
2? 2 points of power return. Cool beans. Cardassians. Right, which guy was this? The Cardassian shuttle. Now, you did do get past me, bro, so he is going to actually have to attempt a maneuver, but he's a smaller ship and therefore has a little bit of an easier time. But nonetheless, we will see. Okay. Versus engines and con. One success overall, so he didn't get as far as he wanted. Managed to actually slip past the Navis, but not as far and as fast because the Navis made it difficult for them to find a way past. So, at the very least, that shuttle isn't on course for the planet at the same time as the other Cardassian shuttle. So, do we now want to give Hello a chance at restoring shields?
Yeah, might as well.
Cool. Where is he? It. Oh, there it is. Hello's been on a wander. Space. Need to go to space. Who hasn't rolled in a bit?
Bye.
Or shall we have Sean be hello as usual? Let's have Sean be hello as usual. Restoring shields. is an internal systems thing, but it is assisted by the ship. So, Gareth, if you could be the ship for us. So, Hello needs to make a control and engineering task with a difficulty of 1, whereas the ship needs to make a structure and engineering check, please.
1 success.
Cool. We can have Hello's check. 2 success. Wow. Okay. So, let's regain shields. What we needed was a difficulty of 1, and you got... Oh, I can't click on this. You got 3, so you got 2 over and above what you needed, which means you can regenerate extra shields if you want to, or you can put those extra 2 points back into the momentum pool. Which would you rather?
Shield.
Extra points into shields. Okay, so for every point, for every success, the shields regain 2. So for those extra 2, you actually regain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, up to full shields again. Nice. Cool, and the gang. Let's just get to the Cardassians. Not to be confused with the Kim Kardashians. Bleh.
Oh boy.
Right, so let's. The Cardassians are themselves going to
I need
try
a new
and...
bottle of Canar after that.
They're going to need to get their power back as well. And they manage it this time.
Yes, I know. I'm almost done yet.
So the only ones left of your team are Mono, really, I think, isn't it? And Mono can only do... I think the only system left to do is sensors or communications. But doing sensors will give you the ability to add piercing 2 to the next weapon attack. So...
Isn't the sonic weapon a communications thing?
Yes, and it's already been used once. So the action left that you haven't done is using sensors to try and pinpoint a weakness in one of the Gallo-class ships. Should you wish to. You don't have to, of course. So, what's the thinking? Just move things on, or attempt to find a weakness using sensors?
I think still attempt to find a weakness using sensors.
Okay, so who haven't we used yet? We haven't used Mono. So, Mike, if you want to be Lieutenant Mono in order to be your protege.
Okay.
And we'll get Gareth once again to be the Navis. I think it's the Navis that helps with sensors. Scan for weakness, yeah. So from Mono, it's going to be control and science, and from the ship, it's going to be sensors and security.
Okay.
Difficulty.
Does Mono get a focus?
1 success.
Does Mono get a focus? He doesn't have sensor systems, no.
Okay.
But he does have
One die?
starship recognition, so that might work, actually.
1 die?
2 die.
2 die for...
Needed.
2 die for the lieutenant. Ooh, that was good.
I thought that was a 1 for a while.
Yeah.
It just ticked over right at the end to a 7.
Gareth, can we have the Navis, please?
Yep, you got 1 success.
Oh, right, so that's 3 overall. You needed only... Did you only need 1? Sensors. Scan for weakness. Is difficulty 1, but is 1 extra per close. So it was actually 2. But you got 3 in total, so you get 1 back to momentum, and you do get piercing to your next attack against which one? Which Gallo class? The one that you got that hit with the sound weapon, or the one that's had more damage done to its shields?
Sound, because that's nearer
Okay.
to the planet.
Alrighty. Okay, so overall, you've so far managed to keep the majority of the Cardassians away from the planet, but one shuttle looks like it might make its way there due to
Him.
Just-
I knew it.
just by dint of numbers alone. But you never know. You might stop the other one. You might stop both of them. But it looks like the Navis is definitely having to take... the Navis and the Samson are both having to deal with the Gallo class. And of course there's what's going on down on the surface to sort out as well. So it does indeed appear, with only 1 minute left to go, that this is going to turn into a 4-parter episode.
Dun, dun, dun.
Good golly, good gosh, good grief. So the first thing I have to ask is what's going on the 5th of December for folks?
What is the 5th of December? Nothing. Your game.
Yep. Should be all right.
The 5th of December is my girlfriend's birthday.
Ah.
You could have her play.
Yeah!
Wouldn't she like that?
I always tell her to play, but she's always, I guess, a bit shy.
Self-conscious and that kind of thing. Yeah. Okie dokie.
worries.
Well, what about the...
You guys are welcome to carry on without me if I don't make it.
Oh no.
I thought you were going to survive.
If I don't
That
survive.
sounds grim.
Steady now. I believe what Jan meant to say was... Right, Jan?
To the
Right.
game, to the game.
To the game, right, yeah. Whew. Oh. He was thinking, how severe is your lady against this kind of thing? I might not come
She's
back
been
from
known
this,
to-
guys.
She's been known to fight off muggers.
Ow. Fair play, I salute that. Did the muggers survive, I think is the important question.
Well, he ran away.
Yeah, was the right answer. In any case, now a lot of us, me especially, are now playing through the scenario of Jan's girlfriend battering about muggers. Picked the wrong girl. Anyway.
Let's go mug 'em!
Okay, so it seems like we're going to have to wait till next week to find out what happens, because blimey, yeah, a lot's been happening and we still haven't finished. So we'll see how we do. I get the feeling that the next episode is probably going to be the last one we do before New Year's, because December does get very disruptive. And there are already things that are going to be going on. So, with all due course of luck and success, we should be still on. I mean, Jan has just given us permission to go on without him if we need to, so we'll see how next week develops. But yeah, lots of exciting stuff going on. Will the crew find the outbreak and stop the outbreak of the neural parasites? Will the Cardassians manage to get down to the planet in order to maybe try and get hold of the stellar inversion drive? Worse, will one of the or more of the Cardassians get infected by the parasites? Plenty left to try and find out. Then, of course, there's whether or not Lechude's Plan B will have to go into action, and, well...
We tell the captain about that one.
I like the kind of expression that came out of Webby there.
And perhaps the most important question, how will Andrews humiliate Blackford on the next time they meet?
Yeah.
Which we'll find
Just
out
ride the
by
window
finding
down
out what
and be like,
happens.
Blackford!
You'll have more ammunition to feed to Blackford when you maybe finish this encounter against the Cardassian ships.
Ah,
When
but
the
the
ship's
Belero-
into dock and just say, "Here's is for you."
Yeah, the Bellerophon will have managed to save every. It would have never happened it so that the Cardassians would have got anything through, because that's what the Bellerophon is like.
Well, in the meantime, nevertheless, in order to find all of this out, we are going to have to wait until next week, next Tuesday. So, in the meantime, thank you, Suitable Substrate, for piping up and saying thank you for streaming. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to everyone else who tuned in as well. And, wow, so, yeah, once again, try and do like the Vulcans do, and I am seriously not talking about getting infected by neural parasites, because that stuff is nasty and may end up making you be the vector for infecting another planet. Who knows? But try and at least do what the Vulcans do in regards to living long and prospering, and also engaging in infinite variety, in infinite combinations. Yep, Christmas is coming, so if we don't see, if next week doesn't happen or something else occurs and we don't see you then we hope you have happy holidays. Until then, we and myself and everyone here wish everybody the very best of gaming, and we shall see you when we see you next. Until then, hailing frequencies are now closed. See you later, guys.